All right, so I'm here now. All right, so Black China is charging $950, $950 for a FaceTime. Dizam. That is one hell of a FaceTime. So salute Sam I am, salute Jessica X. All right, give me a second while I look up my light skinned song for you. Then we could get started. I'm gonna actually make that my intro. All right, salute Boomer Sooner, D Mac Truck. All right, welcome to the Game Changer 00100 live show. I'm your host, Game Changer, and today we're going to talk a little bit more about dating apps. I don't really want to just like keep driving this subject in, but apparently, when you look at a couple of things through YouTube, it gives you suggestions. And I got another one. I got another TED Talk, but before we get into that, I found another jewel. By the way, this channel is just dedicated to stuff that I find in my inbox for whatever reason that I feel the need to go over. Now, before we get into that, let me go over this piece of work with you, shall I? Surely. All right, so by the way, while I have y'all here, well, first of all, testing. Can y'all hear me? Testing, testing. Hello? Hello, hello? Okay. All right, great. So War Master can hear me. Great. All right. So yeah, came across this gem right before I did this. And maybe we can review the somebody paying $950 for some. I don't know who Black China is, but apparently people want to talk to her. All right, here.
Okay. Guys, as we're talking about, wait. So, is there anything you want to tell us? I hear there's been some big news that has happened over this break. Some good news out of this. It's nice to hear some warm, good news during this pandemic. So, Jeannie, what had happened? As we're talking, I just want you to know, I slipped this 3-week nail, and I'm not about to. I'm trying to keep it together for this thing, so I'm going to glue my nail while I tell you this story. Yes,
Now, this is Jeannie Ma announcing on her show that she co-hosts with 4 other women that her engagement. I want y'all to take a close look at Amanda's expression while Jenny is talking. Take a close look. Make it where, Nick B? I don't get it. Elaborate, please. Take a close look at Amanda's expression throughout.
I'm officially engaged. It's crazy. And I have to tell you, it was so hard. Just
look at who's not clapping. Look at who's not clapping. Now, just take a look at this paused frame right quick and the look on everybody else's. And just examine, because I just paused it randomly, but examine everybody's facial expression right quick. Let's just give it a quick examination, shall we? What seems a little bit off? What seems a little bit off about the facial expressions that you see here? Keep in mind, this is just a random pause. I didn't rehearse like, okay, I'm gonna pause at exactly 49 seconds. No, this is a random pause, and this is what happens. Just saying. But Amanda is this one. Pay close attention to her expression as well.
saving these details because we're really real with our real fam, and I was like, oh, I gotta tell these girls. I want them to know everything, but I couldn't wait for this moment to be able to share it with the real fam. So it was very surreal because obviously for this to happen during the quarantine, that's number one on my mind. And at this very moment, Jay and I were actually supposed to be in Vietnam. So when the pandemic hit, I was really bummed. And I know that sounds really selfish for a second, but I just was so looking forward to sharing my culture with him, and our families were going to go. Jade's dad was going to come with us. Mama Mai was going to show us where she lived. It was a whole thing. And then
I was so looking forward to sharing my culture with him. Yeah, you're going to share the fuck out of your culture. Okay.
This happened. So in order to lift the spirits, we still had date nights. We took a night each week where we would, recreate an experience. And he took the first night and was like, I want Friday. I was like, okay. So he kicked me out of the house. I had to go home to my house and get changed there. I got all dressed up. It was the first time in like 3 weeks putting on makeup and everything. And came back, and it was so sweet because as soon as I stepped into this place, because we couldn't be in Vietnam, he brought Vietnam to us. He recreated.
Look at this. Look at this expression. Everybody else, look at this. She's not even faking it. She's not even faking it. She's not even saying, like, oh, I'm going to because that's what the one in the middle is doing. But oh, I'm going to pretend like I'm not jealous as fuck. Oh, yes. Look at her expression. This is just a stone cold Amanda Seales. And she's sitting there confused, like, I can't believe that this is going on. I don't think that the guy realizes that I'm light-skinned. I am, after all, light-skinned. In case you haven't noticed that, I'm light-skinned.
Whole place. I'm not even kidding you. There was lanterns from actually Hoi An, where these lanterns were made. Decorated.
Oh, he went and got the lanterns.
South Vietnam to North Vietnam, which I have no idea how he got during a quarantine. Yeah. Mama Mai didn't.
He got the lanterns. And look at her. Look at y'all. Oh, look at her expression. She's like, what the hell? Oh. Take it, take it, take it. Oh, man, look at, you can just pause it. Look, I'm gonna just wait 10 seconds and then pause it again. Or I'll wait 7 seconds and then pause it again and just see what happens. I'm just count randomly and see the expression on her face. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Look at the expressions. All right.
Right here behind us. Yeah. And proceeded to take me on a tour, you guys, through Vietnam. He had all these iconic scenes of Ho Chi Minh, Da Nang, and in the pictures, you guys, he superimposed all of these epic memories we've had from the past year and a half and put us in.
Oh, God damn. Look at this. Look at this. Oh, God damn. Take it, take it, get it, get it, take it, get it. Oh, he's so romantic and so not interested in you, Amanda Seales. Oh, take it, take it. She's just rubbing this shit in. Look at my ring. Look at my tits. Look at me. Look at me. Look. This is me. This is you. This is me. This is you. This is my man. No one's yours. This is my man. No one's yours. Rub it, rub it, rub it. Take it, get it, have it. That is what she is doing. Oh my God. She is just drilling it. She's drilling it. She's drilling it. She is a fucking dentist. She is drilling it. She's drilling it. She's drilling it. Oh man.
The shots of the pictures. You guys have to see the details of this.
The details. Look at her face. That's the same expression. Got to see the details. Yeah, look at the details of it. The detail. Ladies, will y'all brag about like, I don't need a man and this, and this, and I could do bad by myself, etc., etc., etc. This is the worst day of your fucking life. Look at the details of this. I want you to take the details of it. I want you to take the details of it. You know what this is like? To any of you fellas that ever had an ass whooping, this is like somebody filming it and watching it in slow motion. Like, look at the details of how Kane whooped your ass. Like, this is the details of how Kane whooped your ass. Y'all remember that Menace to Society? Hey, this reminds me of Kane whooping your ass. Just rub it. Oh.
Hear it. I could post it on Instagram, tag the place, and you would think I was there.
Look at the, what kind of expression is that? Look at Amanda. What kind of expression is that? Shit. This is spectacular. Ah, shit. Jessica's here.
Oh, wow. And then after that, oh gosh, it was so epic. After that, what did he ask? What did he ask?
Look, you see that? She's tired of the details. She's tired of the details. She's tired of she's tired. It's just tormenting. She's like, okay, let's wrap up the story. Then he got on his knees and proposed, or on his knee and then proposed. She just wants to get to that. She just wants to get to that. She just can't take it. She can't take the torment. Take it, love it, take it, love it, squeeze it, squish it, gamma, squish it, squeeze it, gamma, squeeze it, squish it, gamma. It's just grueling to her. Oh, and look at her, look at Amanda, look at everybody else, and look at Amanda. You can pause at any time. You can pause at any time.
And did you have any idea? And he actually proposed right in front of that fireplace. So we were sitting there.
Oh, and the fireplace.
He said he wanted.
Oh no. She tried to get it. She tried to get it over with. Just get to the deep. Just hurry up and end the story. No, I'm gonna point out the fireplace. This is the fireplace. This is our fireplace. This is where he proposed. Just like the fireplace that nobody proposed to you in front of. This is like that, but he actually proposed in front of it. Squeeze it, squish it, gamma. Oh shit! All right.
Wanted to propose in front of that fireplace because that fireplace is going wherever we move next. And just after that, he played this beautiful video of all of our close friends and family wishing us a congratulations. It was so magical, ladies. I can't describe it enough detail for you. But what was most
No, please give more details. Give more details. They need to hear the details. Why? Because they're living vicariously through you and your vagina. They are living. This is not envy. By the way, this is not envy, just for y'all. For those of you who don't know, because I did a video on it, but this one really captures it. The expression on Amanda Seales' face is not envy. It's not envy than a motherfuck. Oh shit.
It's important to me to be really honest with you, because clearly, I've been through this walk before. But what was so symbolic was that in true form to why I fell in love with Jay, he did exactly what I know him to do during a time where you would think life would stop. You would think all your plans get put on hold, right?
This is a straight smile. Like she can't make it go all the way upward. Oh, this is grueling. And these are actresses. These are actresses. Oh, man.
But Jay continued with life no matter what. And when it comes to marriage, and you know this, Adrian and Tamara, when it comes to marriage, it's not just the perfect moments when everything happens.
Oh, boom, boom. Oh, that is the dagger. That is the dagger. That is the dagger in the heart. Oh. Did y'all hear that? Here, let me go back a little bit. Let me go back. Let me go back like 10 seconds so y'all can hear the wind up into it. Oh, that is the dagger in the heart. Oh, oh. Like the whole everything that was going on now was just like when Jesus had the thorn crown and the nails and stuff, and all that good stuff. Like the thorn crown has gotta hurt. Having to carry your own cross, I just wouldn't carry it. What you gonna do? Crucify me? Anyway, having to carry your own cross, that's the beginning. That's the beginning. And then comes the spear. I want y'all to hear the spear. Listen closely. Listen closely.
Jay continued with life no matter what. And when it comes to marriage, and you know this, Adrian and Tamara, when it comes to marriage, it's not just the person.
And you know this, Adrian and Tamara. When it comes to marriage, and you know this, Adrian and Tamara, and that's it. Adrian and Tamara, you two know this. Oh. Damn, that's gotta hurt. That is worse than a donkey show. That's just like, oh. You gotta know this, Adrian and Tamara, and nobody else sitting here. You two gotta know this. You two got, ouch. God, did anybody else wrist hurt when she said that? For whatever reason, my wrist hurt a little bit. Like it's damn. It's just like, damn it. Ooh. You gotta know this, Adrian and Tamara. It don't sound so fun right now, do it? When Beyonce was saying, all the single ladies, put your hands up. They don't want to put their hand out right now. Why? Because it don't have a motherfucking ring on it. So, this has got to hurt. Oh, it's so painful. Oh, it hurts so bad. Being submissive is so good for a woman. Oh, I should have submitted a long time ago. Oh, I shouldn't have been so fucking fat. Oh, I should have just married that former football player doctor instead of trying to fuck his life up. Oh. This is actually happening. Oh, all right, let's continue. She said, Adrian and Tamara. You know what this is like, Adrian and Tamara. I think some of the older cats did that to fuck with me. When I was a virgin. When I was a virgin, I think so. In fact, I think I still know the dude. An older dude on a bus was fucking with me and said, you know what pussy is like, such and such and such and such. Because I didn't know. Oh, that hurt it. Back in the days. Oh, shit. Oh, man. All right, let's continue. Oh.
Perfect moments when everything happens just right. It's really about those times. Who are you? Who is your character when things hit the fan? Who is your character when you lose the job, when someone passes, when a pandemic hits? And to see him being the real.
These chicks are in the pandemic with a shower head.
Relentless, tenacious man that I fell in love with. That just, it puts a whole new meaning to this ring for me.
Did you know he was gonna ask you?
No. What are you talking about? Literally no. I had no idea. But as you guys know, it's really important for me to have serious conversations about.
Amanda is just sitting there incapable of getting a word in edgewise. She is just like a non-participant in this conversation. She is trying to maintain a smile. Like her hand right now is literally holding her cheek up. She is using her hand to like push her cheek up so she can smile. Oh. And look, random pause. Look at this. Yeah, she looks so fake happy. So fake happy. Just so fake happy. Oh,
about what are your expectations in this. So we have talked about family, we have talked about marriage, and day one, Jay really expressed.
and look, she is wearing fitness gear and everybody else is not. Let's just say that. And it seems like the more less fit you are dressed, the less likely you are married. Let's take a look at outfits, shall we? She looks like she just got, look at her hair. She looks like she just finished a intense workout. She looks like she just finished an intense workout and sucked his dick and put some lipstick on and then went on the show. That's what she looked like. What do the other chicks look like?
I had to have a serious conversation with myself because you guys know, I took that.
Oh, we ain't done yet. We ain't done yet. There is a part 2 to this. Yep, this is just grueling. It's grueling. Yeah, exactly. So we know who wasn't working out because you don't work out in an Aunt Jemima skirt or scarf, you know. So one of you looked like a fitness model and the other one looked like a syrup model. Who's more likely to have a big ass ring and a whole, Vietnam theme?
I took that time to make sure I really looked back on myself and found out who I was after the divorce. So I'm happy about that because that question.
Come on.
For me was something I had a conversation with myself already. So that I wouldn't mislead him. I knew as soon as I knew that was important to him, we took the right steps, even went through therapy in order to prepare ourselves for if that moment was right for us.
Wow. So are you guys thinking of a long?
Once again, let's continue to look at Amanda's expression. I don't know why it's blurry now. I don't know if it was blurry earlier and I just didn't notice it, or my vision getting bad, but it's blurry now. Huh. Or actually, it's not blurry on you guys' screen. I'm looking at the StreamYard. It's just blurry here. Maybe just my screen dirty or something. I don't know. But anyway, take a look at Amanda's expression. Oh, yes, she was married before. She was married before. But let's continue.
Engagements, are we going to a wedding soon?
I don't. At this moment, we're joining. So we're just really we're out like a bottle of wine, Tamara. When you got that wine, you gotta give it air.
Engaged for like a year or 2 years or
This is the fireplace. I know what those ladies are thinking. I know what Amanda and Lonnie is thinking right now. I know what they're thinking right now. She's like, damn, that's the fireplace. How come I don't have a fireplace like this or a man to marry me or propose to me underneath this fireplace? This is the fireplace. That's the fireplace. They got a fireplace. Look at the fireplace. It's the fireplace. It's the fireplace. This is where they got married. The fireplace. That's what they're thinking. That is what's going through their brain right now.
do you see it being something soon? We're not asking for the date. We're just saying
I'm right. I'll tell you this: we're very eager to celebrate our love. I'll tell you that. And
It's not gonna stop. This is the longest 10 minutes ever.
I'm probably gonna tap into you guys, Tamara and Adrian, on the sidelines. I'm gonna ask.
I'm going to tap into you guys, Tamara and Adrian. We are the Married Woman Group. We are the Pygmies. Oh, hold on. Let me put the banner up. We are the Pygmies. Look at Amanda's face. While I put this banner up, look at Amanda's face. Yes, we're going to have to get together, Adrian and Tamara. The three of us are now going to have to get together. The three of us. Did y'all know that the Wonder Twins were triplets? You know, the ones with the rings, and they said Wonder Twin power activate, but the third one didn't have a fucking ring. Ah, you ringless bitch. You are like the Blue Lantern. You just like a motherfucker that just walks around with no ring. You a fucking crip calling yourself the Blue Lantern, motherfucker. You that's useless. You a Green Lantern without a ring. You can't sit with us. Oh shit. Oh, this will never stop being funny.
Ask you some things just to like get your thoughts and everything, you know. But yeah, it was super exciting. And guys, let me just please make this clear.
She had to take a sip to get her smile back. She had to take a you know it's alcohol. You know it's Hennessy in that cup. Here, let me show y'all. Let me show y'all what I mean. I'll go back like 10 seconds. All right, watch Amanda.
You guys, Tamara and Adrian.
Okay, look at her expression now. Look at her expression.
Like on the sideline.
Look at her expression.
I'm gonna ask you some things just to like get your thoughts in it.
Take a swig.
But yeah, it was super exciting. And guys,
and now the smile comes. And you see that?
We met on this show. I know. You understand?
Boom! Boom! That is twisting the dagger. That is twisting the dagger. We met on this show. You know, he could have asked out any of us that are single. Yes, I'm looking at you, Lonnie Love, because Amanda Seales wasn't there at the time. He could have asked, and that's what she's thinking right now. Look at the look on her face. Look, this is her explaining it to her in excruciating details. She's putting together the fingers for the details. We met on this show. You know, the same time you met him, Lonnie Love. You know, the same time you met him. He met the two of us at the same time. And now, fireplace, proposal, all that good stuff. And look at you. You don't even have a fireplace. That's life. That is life. And you have a shirt that says blessed. And she has a life that says blessed because she's actually blessed. Because she's actually blessed. And you just have the shirt and a big ass earring and a badouche on top of your head. But I got to give it to you. Nice eyebrows. You have some really nice eyebrows. I'm looking for another compliment and I can't find any. But yes, he met her the same time he met you. And he was playing Black Sheep in his head. You could get with this or you could get with that. You can get with this or you could get with that. You could get with this or you could get with that. You could get with this because this is where it's at. And that is where she is at right now. Right now. This is excruciating. Excruciating.
If it wasn't for the real, if it wasn't for all y'all doing whatever you got to do to get to your place in your career right now for the show to happen.
If it wasn't for all y'all. Oh, it's just she's just digging into it. She's just digging into it. Oh God, dang. Look, she can't even hold her eyes open. She has the fake eyelashes to like hide the tears. Oh, and look at Amanda's expression. Oh, oh, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be married. Ah, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be married to a rich black man. Oh, gut punch, uppercut, Muhammad Ali, gut punch.
Happened, Jay and I would not have met. How crazy is that?
You really, Jeannie, you give so many divorcees.
All right, take a look at Lonnie Love. I'm gonna go back 5 seconds. I want y'all to see her go from like a half fake smile to a full fake smile. Oh shit. Here, I go back 6 seconds. There we go.
Not have met.
Wow.
How crazy
Wow.
is that?
Half fake smile.
You really, Jeannie, you give
Full
so
one.
many divorcees and women that have gone through what you've gone through. You give them so much hope that they can find love again, that it can be magical. You give people that hope. I'm curious, like, what's the advice that you would give to a woman who is getting married for her second time? I know so many women wonder, and it's Jay's first marriage, is that correct? So this will be his first marriage, yeah, and yet it's your second. Do you approach it differently than you did the first? Because I know a lot of women are like, I don't want to wear a white dress. I mean, there's just so many things. Like, do you do it big? Do you do it small? What would you say?
That was a lot of shade. It's your second marriage. Are you gonna wear white? And yeah, that was a lot of shade.
I would say,
Smiles. Look at these expressions. Look at these expressions. Yeah, she did, check.
are you getting emotional? He turned it. Oh, it's so weird. It's so weird that you would trigger this.
I hate it when these bitches cry. But look at this. Fireplace. Notice how she's sitting to the side to show off the fireplace. This is the fireplace. Let me move the titties to the side so y'all can see the fireplace. Just in case you were wondering, this is the fireplace.
Oh, Jeannie. No, I would say that personal time for anybody who's been divorced, if you guys have friends that are divorced, it is one of the most traumatic things that can happen because
Look at this expression. Whatever was in that mug has worn off. She needs another swig.
you just feel you feel like you failed. You feel embarrassed of all those people that were there at your wedding, all those people that were excited for you when you know.
Okay. Hold on right quick.
You get jaded.
Nick, if you can hear them, you will know that they're speaking a language called Spanish. That is because these are my neighbors and they have kids. But nice way to throw shades.
I remember telling you guys, I think I said I'm not getting married again.
Yeah.
And I'm sure if you go back in episodes, you're gonna see times that I like made jokes about marriage. The thing I think that saved me is that I never gave up on love. I never gave up on love because love is so omnipresent and it's so healing that the only reason why I recognize healthy love with Jay today is because I took that time to love myself.
Yes.
2 years I took away from divorce and the divorce hurt, you know, people change.
Oh, gut punch, gut punch, gut punch. Another one. Basically, what she just said to those two is, bitch, I just did in 2 years what y'all couldn't do in your whole entire fucking post-puberty life. Since the day you lost your virginity, you've been trying to get one of these, and I did it in 2 years. 2 years. 2 years. Pygmies always win. Pygmies always win.
People behave in ways where you didn't expect, and I definitely, you see things in people, and then it makes you completely not able to trust anybody after that. If you see the partner that you slept with and shared a life with a certain way, and then things change again because of hurt feelings, not because people are bad people, but because it's just hurt. It affects you in a great way, and for me to love myself, to truly love myself, and this is a whole nother show to talk about what that.
Look at her. Look at Amanda Seales right now. She's not even paying attention. This is too grueling. She can't even squeeze it anymore. She can't even squeeze it anymore. She can't even squeeze it, squish it, gamma. She can't take anymore. She's texting. She's texting some penis right now. She's testing some unquarantined penis right now. Oh, God. She is not even paying. Look at it.
That is, because you're not just sitting in the mirror talking to yourself. You're not just going on a retreat. It's not that. It's much deeper, where you have to be real with yourself, and you have to call yourself out about where you can be stronger and more loving to yourself. And so at the end of the day, I was able to recognize what real love was, so that I appreciated it in all forms. And when Jay and I met, we healed each other with our brokenness, because we were very real with what we needed.
Jeannie, Adrian, look what you did. Sorry, you made me cry too. I almost lost the lash.
This is what the show is about. And
there she go. Y'all see, she forced a fake smile again. When was the last time do you think Amanda Seales worked out? Yes, this is a residential neighborhood, and there's no school. Kids play. The hell is wrong with y'all? I always told y'all that kids come to the house and ask for candy and shit. Yes, they're outside playing right now. It's a beautiful California day.
We're so happy for you and Jay, and we're gonna be celebrating as much as we can. And I just believe in second chances. That's what I believe. So we're happy for you, Jeannie.
And on top of everything else, Lonnie Love seems to have the worst house. It seems like she has the shittiest house, just to top everything else. Just to top everything else off. Oh.
Give up on love. If you
Never.
Love, you'll find it in the most surprising ways, and it's there for you, for everybody.
No, in exchange for not fucking. All right, you gotta go. All right, hold on. All right, so she's not dating a black guy. and never was. Well, remember, Jessica, Lonnie Love is the one that that OG met, and he said, and they say she had a miscarriage. You know, that's who, you know, she was talking. That's who he was talking about. So this was the one, according to OG, that saw no need to work out, get fit, etc., etc., etc. This was that one. And now she is just taking it. This was a grueling 10 minutes for her. This was grueling. Yeah, she had a miscarriage. All right. Let me scroll back. She has been married, divorced, and married again before they could find a boy. God damn, cowboy, that was cold blooded. Man, what you been watching to make you so cold? That was so cold. But that's what they're thinking. That is what's going through their heads right now. Or as she was saying it, rather. That in the fireplace. Had a deflowering ceremony. I don't know what that is, but do people do that? That seems weird. Well, I hope so. She's gonna like be like Aisha Curry. That man said, anywhere we go, we're gonna take this fireplace with us. Wow. He just keeps like digging into their soul. And then she kept saying, like, you know, Tamara and what's her name? What's the Latin one name again? Adriana and Tamara. She just kept digging and digging and digging, and it got worse and worse and worse. Oh man. Oh man. All right. I'm about to get to the next video in a second. If y'all notice, I'm talking a little low because you know, I'm trying to, like, if y'all can hear the kids, then the kids can hear me. So I gotta like monitor my language for a little bit. But I think they went back in their house. Here, let me check outside the window. Hold on. Yeah, they're not out anymore. All right, so yeah. So now, because I wanted to say the penis, I wanted to say that, you know, but I didn't want to, you know, gotta respect the children. Can't stand any of it. Well, I can't either, but it's just funny from time to time. I do it like as a case study, kind of like, you know, I can't stand raccoons, but you know, sometimes you just watch them. It was grueling. So basically, so now on this show, the majority of the women are married or will soon be married. All right, so would have been better off taking questions from the chat. Yeah. All right, let's see. What happened to the other Jessica? I know she had like some stuff on her brain. The Jessica N. Did somebody like time her out or something? Or maybe she just didn't comment in a while and her last one isn't here. But let's see. All right, before I go into the next video, I just want to get y'all, let's see. Something tells me, you already read that one. Oh, good one, Judge. I never gave up on love. Translation, I never stopped competing. Absolutely. Those two never started competing. Man, you cold-blooded. All right. Oh, no. No. She hit her with the Chung-Li helicopter kick. Ah, damn it, back outside. She hit them with the Chung-Li helicopter kick. Kiss my feet. And she just, oh. Like they tried to do their E Honda headbutt, but the helicopter kick was just too much. Yeah, men do it too, but it's not as passive aggressive. All right, let's see. Ah, shit. Oh, fuck. Don't do that. All right. Let's see. Who uses lightning cream? I don't know. I got a feeling that. Well, first, I don't think it works. Second, I got a feeling that if it did, it would just make you look weird as hell, like Megan Good right now. All right, so who's not dating black guys ever? All right, I wonder. So Rob Kardashian was with Adrian. Okay. All right, so let me get rid of that one. And where's this other one? Oh, all right. This is about the dating algorithms. So let me bring that up. And that's the topic at hand. The other one was just an aside. Like while I was waiting to do the video, this came up, that came up, and I was like, oh crap, this is just grueling. And the fact that she just kept saying, she just kept deliberately excluding those two. She just said, Ariana and Tamara. Y'all know what it's like, Ariana and Tamara. Because, you know, this is my second time. You know, that somebody got on one knee. So, you know, we know what it's like. Everybody else, not so much. Not so much. Now, in order for Loni Love to do it, she would actually have to buy her husband, or excuse me, her boyfriend a ring and tell him to do it. And there'll be no Vietnamese lanterns or no crap like that. No. It would be a ring that she buys for him. And she tells him to get on a knee in front of the fireplace that she pays for. Just to have a similar story. So, wait a minute. What Aaron C talking about? I was just clicking shit. Hold on. This nigga talking about. All right. So, whether it's fake or not. All right. So, listen. Whether it's fake or not, you're obviously attracted to whomever is on the avatar. That person will not exist in your white ethno state. Simply won't. So that shit's on you. All right, so let's continue. Let me bring up the other one. You just said you said on my show before you wanted. Oh man. So it takes one pretty light-skinned picture to change your whiteness. You're a funny dude, man. All right, let me continue. Let me start with this one.
Swipe left, swipe right, swipe 100 times. Do a 200 questions quiz to find out who you should date. Always ensure that your reply is always shorter than his. Play hard to get so that he will value you higher than the rest of the 100 girls that he's currently messaging. Love.
Her accent is freaking awful. It's freaking awful. So I went to high school with a lot of Orientals, and I was like, God damn, that's an annoying accent. I said that one time. And because I was playing, so they taught me a card game that was a lot of fun. I forget how to play it, but it was a lot of fun. I actually learned a lot from them. So it's good to have a multicultural experience. So I learned like a lot of origami. When you're a kid, stuff like that is important. And card games, that was really cool from the Orient. And when but I just couldn't take it when they was talking to each other and me, and it was just really, really annoying. I was like, dang, that's annoying. And he was like, how you gonna like our card games and not like our accent? It's like, I could just like something and hate another thing. I can like, I can like, like I like ninjas, but I don't like sumo wrestlers. I think sumo is lame. It's the lamest thing that has ever come out of Japan, and it's the stupidest too. It's just too fat or fat. They keep going out and in. So when I stop, because I'm only in my office because I have to do this double screen thing to show y'all. But once that's stopped, I'll be able to take the laptop into a different room and talk more candidly. But the freaking sumo is just like so stupid. It's just two fat people ramming each other. It's just two fat people ramming each other, like rhinoceroses. So weird. You don't have to like something about a culture. You don't have to like everything. And the accent right now, hers, I do not like. I had a professor like her. I do not like it.
In the 21st century has reached its height of complexity and confusion. And to add to this complexity, we can now no longer trust what we see. How many of you have this app on your phone? How many of you actually would edit your selfies or photos before you post it online? Okay, fine.
I don't know if fellas do that. I don't online date, but when I did, back in the Black Planet days and stuff like that, I don't think they had editing like that, but I didn't do that. Because I know that it'll probably be worse.
I'll come clean, I do it. Anybody else? For those of you who put up your hands, thank you so much for your honesty. This is a photo I took of my.
Look at the belt. Look at the belt. Like, I don't know. It's just like, it's kind of, it looks like a measuring tape hula hoop.
Myself a few days ago, and now witness the magic. With a few quick clicks, I can actually change the shape of my face. I can put on makeup. I can make myself look a lot slimmer. And I can even elongate my legs. You don't believe me? Check this out.
All right, so fellas, this is what's going on. This is what's going on in the online world. Now, to me, it wasn't a huge difference between the two. Like, I wasn't particularly physically attracted to either of them, but that's what's going on right now in the online world. All this voodoo and technology that people like myself have created, this is what they're doing with it. Not making any cancer curing robots or anything like that. Nope. This is what they're doing. Yeah, exactly. Like all this IT and stuff, they can't even make a robot that can pick an orange and put it into a bucket. However, this is the first thing. Okay, so just so y'all know, in 2006, deep learning became a thing. Now, what is deep learning? Okay, so in the 1980s, a artificial intelligence concept was introduced called neural networks. And that's the basis of all artificial intelligence. In fact, what happened then was a group of a series of movies started coming out, like Terminator, started really coming out about people's fear of artificial intelligence and what people can do with it. However, you couldn't really do much. And that's because it wasn't that the software was limited, it was the hardware that was limited at the time. However, because advances in computer chips and things like that, and and processing speed and power has improved over the decades, we can now do a lot more with artificial intelligence that we couldn't in the past. And what's the first thing we do? Make filters to make bitches look better in pictures. It really says something about society. It really does. So I study AI on my own. I'm not going to lie, I use it for entertainment purposes as well, to make video games more difficult. But nevertheless, it really says something about the type of world that we live in nowadays, because it really is an amazing advancement, deep learning. Anyway, let's continue.
I can see quite a number of stunned faces in the audience, especially the guys. Guys, are you getting a bit worried now?
Well, I'm worried, but not because of you. And this isn't just sour grapes. This isn't just me being upset or think anything's wrong with you. Because I'm sure you're decent for your age, and you're not really on the market like that. So, but I am worried that what you see is not necessarily what you get. And guys do spend a considerable amount of time and effort on pictures. You know, I mean, they really get infatuated with the appearance of what the altered appearance of someone is. And then when they see them in real life, it's not quite what they were hoping for, but it's not enough to really push them over. Like, it's like, I expected this, but it's a little bit less, it's just like a little bit less. It's kind of like, for Christmas, you that kid, you wanted Street Fighter 2 Championship Edition, but you just got Street Fighter 2. It's like, okay, I'm happy, but I'm a little bit disappointed, just a little bit disappointed. Yeah.
So, recently, a famous dating app actually revealed that in order to make more matches, they would actually not show boy 1 to girl 1, who has a 90% match rate. Instead, they will show boy 1 to girl 2 and girl 1 to boy 2. By doing this, instead of matching just 2 people, they can now match 4 people. From a mathematical and business perspective.
Okay, so did y'all see that? So basically, say if let's say Mace and Molly, right? Let's just say Mace and Molly were soulmates, right? And all the AI and all the information points to these two are perfect for each other. they wouldn't show them each other. They would instead show Mace to Jessica and Molly to Cowboy, just to do that. Like, just so, cause just so you could keep using the app. It's like, we know who your soulmate is. We know that your soulmate is right here. But you know what we're going to do? We're going to put you through all this bullshit first. And we're just going to send you around the world knowing that we have your soulmate right here. That's what she's saying right now.
This makes complete sense. However, from the perspective of boy one and girl one, they might feel cheated that they have not been shown their best match. And to make things even more complicated, we can now no longer trust the authenticity of the messages that we receive. When it comes to online dating, now you do have some love scammers on the internet preying on lonely hearts. On top of that, you actually have some dating apps who are creating bots to lure their users to pay. When it comes to online dating, I'm sorry guys, but you guys are a bit worse off because the gender balance
a bit worse off, you think? You think?
Is 70% men and 30% women. So
70% men and 30% women. So guys, would you go to a club where it was 30 women and 70 guys? I mean, maybe some of you will, but I would probably explore other options. Just saying.
imagine David, who is a successful, single, sincere guy who is looking for love online. And when he turned on the app, he received this message. Okay, so in order to reply to the hot and gorgeous Jennifer, David is asked to pay. What do you think David will do? So you must realize by now, David has received many rejections and many non-reply.
Now, that is a thing, meaning that of the 30% who filled out the women checkbox, some of them are bots. Some of them are bots and some of them are just flat out prostitutes.
From a lot of the girls that he has been trying to message. So like many guys, he would whip out his credit card and pay, only to be disappointed when he received radio silence. So a quick word of advice for guys out there. Guys, no sane, normal, logical woman would send this message as an opener. If you receive this message, it's definitely from a bot or a scammer. My husband and I emptied our life savings 14 years ago and started our own dating company. To date, we have arranged more than 100,000 dates. So we have evolved from a pure brick and mortar business to having an online matchmaking platform, to having our own mobile dating app, date coaching division, and most recently, a lifelong relationship advisor that's based on AI and blockchain. We have witnessed the transformation of the dating and love industry from the traditional dating of face-to-face, one-to-one, to today's digital dating, where singles are reduced to one single photo to be swiped left or right. And if they do not like that photo, they do not even bother to read that profile description that you have painstakingly written. And chatting has become like mini dates. Every single question, reply, emoticon is judged and scrutinized to decide whether they...
Now, I think that a lot of it is maybe about the guy's looks, but a lot of it is about the fact that she doesn't want you to see her unfiltered picture.
They would like to continue with the conversation. And you know, the answer is a big fat no when you have been blue ticked and ghosted. How many of you here actually have friends who are single? I see quite a number of hands. I didn't ask you whether you are single. I asked you whether your friends are single. Yep. Okay, so if you were to ask your single friends why they are single, I bet you their answer is because I have not met the right one. So singles feel that their problem is the meeting problem. They just do not have the time or the opportunity to meet the right one. However, being an industry veteran who has been in this for the last 14 years, I have come to realize that finding the right one is not just about meeting the right one. It's actually also about being the right one and choosing the right one. Are we the right one ourselves? Do we have the right mindset and the right skill set to meet the right one when he or she comes along? Ladies who come to our dating service, they usually ask for a guy who is 1.75 meters. It doesn't matter whether they are 1.5 meters or 1.7 meters.
Okay, so that's about 6 foot, y'all.
I remember asking this girl who is 1.5 meters, why do you need someone who is so tall? And this is her answer to me. Violet, you see, I want to be able to wear my 6 inches high heels and still be able to rest my head on his shoulder. So maybe this is what she meant. Ladies, you do know that it doesn't matter whether the guy is 1.65 meters or 1.85 meters. This has no correlation whatsoever with whether he's going to make a good husband or a fantastic father. The important question we need to be asking ourselves is really this. When we are looking for our lifelong partner, are we actually focusing on superficial criteria? Or are we looking at significant criteria that's going to
Okay, hold on. Let me pause this for a second. Because I actually agree with this, but she's going somewhere nefarious with this a little bit. I actually like her, but she's going somewhere nefarious with this. I'm going to address something that Molly said right quick. I'm single because Red Lobster gives me double biscuits when I eat alone. I never actually had Red Lobster biscuits before. I've been to Red Lobster, just didn't go for the biscuits when I went. Best biscuits around are to me, Church's Chicken. Now, I will say this. I actually thought about you today, Jessica. Believe it or not, when I was at the grocery store, they're running low on all the Pillsbury goodies, right? Because I'm ending my keto tomorrow. I told myself because I was supposed to be off by now. I was supposed to be off on the 3rd because I'd be enjoying my vacation. So I'm ending it tomorrow anyway because I took the pee thing and it turned purple. So, I'm in the danger zone. So I have to end it. But so I'm ending it tomorrow, right? And so I went to go get some stuff, right? And they didn't have any of the Pillsbury goodies, but what they did have to make an egg sandwich. But what they did have was some English muffins. So I was like, yeah, I don't know. Made me think of Jessica and Mad Men and all of them. But yeah. Anyway, superficial criteria. Height, build, weight, looks, income, education level, social status. Okay. Significant criteria. And I agree with this. I agree with this completely. Family values, spiritual values, financial values, life goals, maturity, honesty and integrity, empathy. All right. So what's Pillsbury? All right. So here's what y'all got to understand about England. Now I've never been, right? Um, However, if there is a type of food that exists here in the US that doesn't exist in England, it means that that particular food is bad for you. It means that it has some type of chemicals or some type of bad doings that's just not good for you. And that's why it don't exist there, because they have like a stronger FDA than we do. So like where we have like corn syrup and a lot of our stuff, they may have sugar, which means that they don't have like some of the candies that we have. And if they did, it's just made different.
Sustain a long-lasting and meaningful relationship. I would know all about superficial criteria. Growing up, I've always been criticized for my looks. My mom friends would say, "Look at her. Her eyes are so small, like two small slits. Can't find boyfriend or not. Look at her."
Now you see, her mom is teaching her that she's going to have trouble competing. This is how men actually think. Her mom isn't trying just to tell her sons what he should be looking for. Instead, her mom is telling her daughter what she should be.
Face, so many pimples. Can't find it.
No, this is the equivalent to like colorism. Or featureism. This is Molly. This is just their way of saying that you have particular features that, even though it's common amongst our people, to your extreme, it's unattractive, even to ours. Kind of like a woman being overly dark or even overly light.
Being overweight, having an acne problem, and having small eyes did not help with my self-esteem. At school, boys come to me not because they want to get to know me. It's because they want an introduction to my prettier girlfriends. When I was 15, my best friend, who is a guy, told me, "If I'm a girl and I'm not pretty, I would rather die." I remember being increasingly...
Now, I want y'all to understand the differences in culture. In her culture, they're keenly aware of the downfalls and the pitfalls of not being attractive. Therefore, the women make sure they look their best. And you want to know the end result of something like this? Then look at Jeannie Ma. Jeannie Ma is the end result of a culture like this. When the mother instills the importance of beauty into her so much that she maintains this even after a divorce, which she is still able to land a top tier dude, that is the advantages of it. And that is why she is on there with the big ring, and Amanda Seales and Lonnie Love is sitting there eating their hearts out and eating the hearts out of various animals because, they're hungry.
upset and resentful. I felt that it was not fair. They did nothing to be beautiful and get all the attention.
No, divorce doesn't make you ugly, Jessica. Stopping competing. Giving up on the opposite sex makes a person ugly. Kind of like me now. Right now, I'm what you would call a ugly motherfucker. Why? Because I'm not fucking. Nor am I attempting to fuck. I'm making no effort towards pussy right now. I leave the house with no intention, and I won't even embrace the possibility of pussy. The barbershops are closed. I just throw shit on. I'm an ugly motherfucker right now. I think that I'm as ugly as I can reasonably be right now. Why? Because the drive to be handsome is simply gone. I think if it wasn't for visiting hours, prison would just be full of ugly motherfuckers. So yeah, the drive to be your best aesthetically is gone.
And I did nothing to look ugly and get sidelined. I eventually snapped out of my self-pity and decided to focus on what I can change rather than what I couldn't change. So I focus on my communication skills, my public speaking skills,
Don't care.
my leadership skills.
Don't care.
And years later, even though I still look the same, but my self-confidence grew and I became comfortable in my own skin.
In other words, she turned into a black woman. In other words, she just turned into a black woman. It's like, you know something? I'm going to replace beauty with confidence and all the bullshit that men don't care. That men do not care about. Exactly, Zone. She should have focused on losing weight, and she should have focused on maximizing her beauty and becoming Jenny Ma. That should have been her goal. And I guess the eyelid surgery that Jessica was talking about, but really, I mean, who in the, like, you know, I'm not really like an eyelids person. Like when I think about, like, you know, I don't look at a chick and say, "Ooh, damn, look at those eyelids." You know, I'm more of an inner elbow person before I look at a bitch's eyelids. Like, but yeah, she should have been focused on that. Nobody would have cared about her height. You know, I don't know what she's working with in the titty department, but yeah, weight is like key. Weight is the key of it. It is. It's the most important, you know, thing that a person has control over. She could have been doing that, but instead she's just working on getting comfortable in the skin that she has, as opposed to, you know, making everybody more comfortable with her newfound skin and less of it. That is what she should have been doing.
When I pursued my studies overseas, I decided to run for president in a student society. And I remember on election day, I noticed this tall and handsome, eligible guy that I met a couple of days ago at a group dinner and shared a cab with, sitting behind me.
Now, notice how it's okay for her to have physical criteria, but he can't. Notice how she could say, "Oh, he's tall and handsome," but he can't say you're short and fat. It's okay when the woman has physical criteria, but it's not as okay when she does it. Fuck this nigga talking about. Hold on. Damn, GC, you're okay with those type of surgery? That's life destruction. I think fake drugs is the only acceptable procedure. Well, I don't know about eyelids. Listen, I'm not an eyelid person. What floats your boat, floats your boat. But I'm not gonna like give a yay or nay on a chick on our fucking eyelids. I don't think I've ever thought about that ever. And I think about a lot of weird shit. Like hold on. Dang it. Right there by the window with the tennis racket. All right. I think of a lot of weird stuff. And I'll look at it and say, you know, ooh, look at the eyelids on her. You know, I don't care about that. But I guess I don't know why they do it. I don't care if it's, you know, I don't know if it alters a person's life to have different eyelids, and nor do I give a shit. You know, if they're going blind for it, that's not my concern. My concern is fat. That's my concern. You know what's the worst thing about the fakeums? And this isn't that I mind fakeums if they're well done, because I don't. However, what the thing that gets me about the fakeums, right, is that when they die, they're still going to be there. Like when the body decomposes and there's a skeleton, it's going to be a skeleton. It's going to be a skeleton with fake tits up top. And that is something that is very interesting to me. Very. Like archaeologists are going to dig up fossils of like, you know, year 2000 human remains, and they're going to just find a bunch of fake tits still there with the doctor's serial number on it. Oh, my heart. Oh, just thinking about this shit is just thinking about this stuff is hilarious. Just thinking about that is hilarious. All right, let's continue.
So I turn over and say hi. He looked at me blankly and said, "I'm sorry, but have we met?" I was utterly crushed. I couldn't believe he didn't even remember meeting me, even though we shared a cab together. But I decided to put on a brave face, continue with the conversation, and kept up with my positivity and confidence. A few months later...
Hold on, Melanie is saying something. I don't believe in artificial lazy women. It's very lazy to get your body done. Just work out. I don't know if you could work out like big titties. I don't know if you could work out big titties. Like there was a show where a girl was trying to do that. She was like 12 or something, and she was pushing these things together like a thigh master book for your hands. And she thought that, you know, because she was a late bloomer, she thought that if she did this, she would get her breasts sooner. She was like, I must increase my bust. I must increase my bust. It was on a show called Punky Brewster. And I had a crush on the girl Cherry. That was her like best friend, the black girl. But yeah, I remember that scene vividly because I was thinking about when I was a kid, when I was around that age. So yeah, but I don't think that's a real thing. So yeah, some of them, you can't do it. Now, I will say that small breasts are not a deal breaker for guys. And that's because some of them, you can replace a cute face with small breasts. In fact, small breasts kind of highlights the cute face. It does. You know, you can, yeah, there's no way around it. Like it does. You, like when there's breast. So like when you look at a woman from certain angles, you see 3 circles. 2 of them are titties and 1 of them are, yeah, that's a good size, Melanie. 2 of them are titties and 1 of them is face. Now, if you're distracted by the titties, you don't appreciate the face completely. The face. You don't get to embrace it. You know, it's like having another scent in the house. You don't get to smell like the candles or something like that. You don't get to smell the candles that you burning when you have a cake in the oven. You know, when you have a cake in the oven, you don't get to smell like the scented candles or the cologne and stuff. It distracts the senses. So every now and again, smaller. I'm gonna tell you my titty priorities. You know, it goes CBDA. CBDA is what I prefer, is the alphabetical order of how I like my memories. That's what I like. Yeah, it's nice to have a wobbly. Don't get me wrong. It's nice to have a wobbly, but some of the more attractive women I've been with have been A cups. But their face will be like out of this world. You see, primarily, just so y'all know, primarily, yeah, solid B is good. Primarily, what I am, as far as features go, is full lips and almond eyes. Those two characteristics combined is more important than anything and can only be overridden by fat. Those two characters combined, oh man, that is so. This chick right here, she's nowhere near my type, but you know, full lips, almond eyes, that combination is killer. Why y'all think I be on Megan Good so tough? You know, full lips and almond eyes, that kills me. Yeah, face first.
We bump into each other again. And at this point, I was at the rock bottom of my physical eligibility. I was still overweight, and I was suffering from a massive pimple outbreak. And my friends at that point is constantly nagging me about my poor dress sense.
She does have poor dress sense. She is overweight, and yeah. So it was worse. She said she was at the bottom of her physical attractiveness. God dang. God dang.
And yet, this handsome, eligible guy, who some even say is the best looking senior in accounting and finance, asked me out for a date.
See, and this is her transition. This is her transition into the culture where she's trying to embrace a world where the man is more handsome than the woman is pretty. This is what they're going for. And this is what she's selling. She's selling a product here. You never been into Asian broads, but once they are mixed with something, they're oh, you said yeah. Let's see, their beauty can skyrocket to heaven. Oh yeah, especially like half black and Filipino, but you know, ethno state, nigga. You just that's your issue, you know. I mean, but yeah, it's called hybrid vigor. You missing out on stuff. But yeah, I mean, I don't know any like, you know, pure Nordics that just walk around with full lips and almond eyes and shit.
Thank you. And 3 months later, he asked me to be his girlfriend.
Dang, look at that overbite too. Yeah, this is not an attractive woman. So with their, hold on, let me check the window. Dang, fucking tennis kids. They're not even playing tennis. They're playing badminton with no net. All right.
5 years later, he asked for my hand, and we got married. The ugly duckling has found her Prince Charming. Something I wouldn't even dare believe just 10 years ago. I remember asking my husband, Jamie, why did he choose me? And his reply was, he was attracted to my confidence and my positivity. And I learned that even when the world...
So ladies, it is possible to get a man to overlook your looks. It is, but don't count on it. Maximize your physical beauty. That's what Jenny Ma does. You know, a lot of women count on alternatives. A lot of women count on alternative um, methods. You know, like that's their sole thing. Like I don't have to do this. You know, yeah, you can. That's like counting on the lottery instead of for having a job. Like, don't do that.
Labels us ugly. We can create our own definition of beauty.
Now you see this? You see this? You know what this bitch is doing? You know what this bitch is doing? She is taking, and I shit you not, I know what she did. She took Rashida Strober's information and she passed it off as her own. I'm not playing. That is exactly what she did. She took Rashida Strober's information and passed it off as her own. It's trickery. It's shenanigans.
Today, Jamie and I have been married.
This is cultural appropriation. She culturally appropriated Black women. She took shit that Black women have been doing, like, oh, you don't need to look good. You just have to be confident as fuck. You don't need to lose weight. You just have to be, confident and articulate and educated. It's not about looks. She took all that bullcrap and brought it to a different community and sold it as her own. Yes, Rashida Strober is the first dark skin activist, and she is the first ugly ass Asian bitch activist. No, Kit Cloud Kicker. Confidence is attractive. Confidence is attractive, says unattractive women.
Married, or we have been together for 18 years.
Ladies, do size matter, or is it how he uses it? Or better yet, is it his confidence? Oh. Yes, because you're a woman, Jessica. You're a woman. To men, attractive is attractive. Nobody's looking at Lonnie Love and says, "Ooh, look at how confident she is." Those people are idiots. Melanie, those people are idiots.
Two months and 20 days. Imagine if Jamie and I have gone onto a dating app. Imagine Jamie has seen me first as a photo. He would definitely have swiped left. Remember, he couldn't even recall the first time we met. I was just not his type. And we wouldn't have met, we wouldn't have dated, we wouldn't have gotten married, we wouldn't have started the family that we have started. We wouldn't have founded a dating company together. We wouldn't have created 100,000 dates. We wouldn't have coached thousands of singers. And we wouldn't have brought together thousands of happily married couples.
No, it's not that I dislike them, Molly. I simply don't care. I simply don't care. You think that this chick right here could seduce me with her confidence? Oh, fuck no. Fuck no. I mean, I'll be impressed and I'll enjoy her company more just by her intelligence. But could she seduce me? No, not my penis. Could Jenny Ma? Absolutely, but not this one. Not this one.
And today, I wouldn't be standing in front of you, sharing with you my story. Technology has successfully.
Actually, she did clean up nice on her wedding day. I have to give that to her. Or she was just like a much more attractive younger woman. And it's probably a combination of both, I'm sure. But yeah.
Brought together millions of connections. However, dating apps are corporations. The technology that they have created is meant to maximize revenues, profits, app usage, and to keep you online as long as possible. Strange as it might sound, but whether a single individual dater succeeds or not.
So Jessica, now that I think about it, this could be like one of her clients, because she said that she was with a tall guy and the guy in the picture was her height. So
That's not.
Well, Aaron C., remember that her mother called her fat, and she met the guy and she was fat to her because she called herself fat. So I guess that's relative to now. I'm thinking, Aaron C., that the picture that we've seen wasn't of her as a younger person, but was of some of her success stories, or one of her success stories. Because she's here for a dating app, and she's basically the gist of what she's doing is she's saying that other dating apps are deliberately not helping you to keep the problem going, but hers actually looks for compatibility. So that's what she's doing. She's selling her product, but yeah, I don't think that was her. Now I think about it, that might be like a previous client.
Always their number one priority. At our offline dating service, we always ensure that each date is a blind date because we do not want our clients to be judged by photos alone. When you meet in person, you are no longer just another photo to be swiped left or right. You are no longer another pixel to be manipulated to be more attractive. When you meet in person, you're no longer attracting just based on your looks. You are actually attracting with your voice, with your personality, with your composure, with your personal story. Use technology for what it has to offer, but do not leave your love life to algorithms alone. Do not get sucked into the vortex of swiping and chatting, because dating that stays online stays superficial. Stack the odds in your favor by meeting offline as quickly as possible, or explore alternative options for more face-to-face encounters.
Now this is interesting because her advice, well, yeah, Molly, I agree. But I mean, her advice is basically saying that you should explore offline dating and meeting face to face versus online, because it's a fucking cesspool, or it's a freaking cesspool. It's a cesspool trying to, do that. And they just said the 70-30 thing. You're better off just, getting into an activity and looking for face-to-face meeting as opposed to, this current mating game.
Because what dating apps and algorithms do not tell you is true love happens offline.
Oh, that's her family? Yeah, that's somebody different.
Thank you and God bless.
All right, so that's that. I'm gonna go into a different room because I want to be able to be more candid. So, all right, I put the link in the description, so feel free to come up if you like. Let me just do this. Do this. Yeah, that's the tall, handsome guy she was talking about. More handsome than she is pretty. All right, do this right here. All right, give me a second, y'all. I'm going to go into a different room. That's what we're talking about. Hey, so y'all notice how you always want the inside of your house a different temperature than the outside of your house? Like, take me for example, right? I keep my shit on 78. And humble bragging, what are you talking about? I'm talking about the air conditioning. What, you got a fan or something? How am I humble bragging, dude?
Dude, all I got is 12 ice cubes and a fan.
Yeah. Hey, I'm sorry, dude. That I wasn't bragging. I didn't know that you had like what you got. Don't even have a fan. You just got like a cat with a paper fan tied to his tail or something. Like what the hell?
Although I do have to remember, AC isn't as common in the Southwest and well, as common as AC is in the West and in the Southwest. It's not as common across the country.
Okay. Yeah. Well, no, I wasn't bragging, bro. I was just saying that it is 78 outside, but I was still uncomfortable, so I turned it down to 74. So that's all I was saying. Jessica got a fan too, so yeah. But
well, because a lot of places don't reach the temperature, like high temperature that requires AC regularly. Right? So they don't install it in the house because it's not cost effective.
Oh yeah, I got you.
You're in Northern California, right?
Right.
Okay, so yeah, like San Francisco, right? A lot of older houses. A lot of the houses that are older, built 60s and before, don't have AC, right?
Well, yeah, they don't have central. That's true.
Yeah, central air conditioning, right? You have to get those things that put them in the window and all that shit, right?
True. Yeah. Yeah, I don't live in the city, but I do know because in Oakland they didn't have it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's true. But no, I wasn't showing out. I was just like, hey, I'm normally comfortable at 78 when it's cold, and I want it to get hotter to 78. And now that it's hotter, I don't know. I just feel comfortable. I like to feel that gust when I walk into the house. So I turned it to 74. That's all. I just like feeling that gust.
Right.
But yeah, it's about 78, 80. That's why kids are outside playing right now, for the people who are asking about that. So it's a beautiful day.
It's awesome here in Phoenix too.
Yeah.
It's awesome in Phoenix right now too, especially we've got about a 12 mile wind, right? And that's perfect. Like somewhere in the 70s, and then a 12 mile wind is freaking perfect. It's like having air conditioning outside. But
feeling that breeze.
But you also feel the sun.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
I do like a misty breeze. That's one thing about the Bay. Like, you can just be out there one day and it's hot, but you feel that, or Lake Merritt, you'll feel like a good misty breeze. Yeah, I love that shit.
But with the lady that was talking, the lady was in the TED Talk earlier, I gotta give her credit. At least she did one thing. She acknowledged, like, what she did, what most American women. I can't speak so much on UK or Canadian or whatever, but American women can't do is give a proper self-assessment.
True.
Right? Because every woman in America, even if she's got like fucking a face covered in 3 moles, thinks that they're an 8 and 10.
You're breaking up. Is that you or me?
No. I just stopped. Thinks that they're like an 8, 9, or 10. You know, and that's the assessment that basically they all give themselves. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if you're actually a Ford model or you don't fit in a Ford truck. You're a 10. Mm-hmm. You're an 8, 9, or a 10.
Yeah. Well, I mean, her parents gave her a proper appraisal. They gave her a proper appraisal. Now she was able to, date up in the looks department at least. So, kudos to her. But I'm saying like the expectation should not be that. And I think that in our community,
I don't think it was for her. As she told the story, it didn't seem like it was her.
Yeah. No, I'm saying to other women, I don't think that should be the expectation. What I found that in our community, that a lot of the anger, this visceral hatred that you sense between the genders, is because they expect that and they're not getting it to their expectations. They're basically saying to black men, and this is what I got from Rashida Strober, as well as others, her way of thinking in this regard is not unique, is that you should be attracted to us no matter what we look like. As long as we're confident and I guess intelligent or educated,
Right, but if you're attracted to us, you'd better be attractive too. You should be attracted to us no matter what, but only if we're attracted to you. If we're not attracted to you, you better not be attracted to me.
Exactly. So basically, it's more dictation. It's more of them telling you what you should do, and they use every single bit of authority that they have to do that. I remember I went to when I was in junior high, right? And I had this teacher, this history teacher named, well, I'm not going to say her name, but she was a dark-skinned woman, and she was a grown woman. And she was upset at some baseball player. I don't know if it was Ricky Henderson or what, but she was upset at some baseball player who recently got married. And, I didn't really care about baseball, but, it was other boys in the class that brought it up. And she said, oh, it looks like when guys get to the majors, they go for the girls who are light, bright, or downright yellow.
Right.
I was like, why are you saying this? We're kids. This is history. Why? That's your issue. Why are you doing this? Well, why would you bring this up? Are you trying to guilt us? Are you trying to guilt us into your old ass pussy? Like, see, I can say that now. You're trying to guilt us into your old ass pussy.
No, yeah, it's remember the first Fresh Prince? I forget what her name was. The first Aunt Viv.
Yeah, first Aunt Viv. Yeah.
Yeah, she tried to say it was about that too. Had nothing to do with her downfall as far as her being removed from the show. Had nothing to do with her behavior. Had nothing to do with her work ethic. Had nothing to do with anything else. It was just because she was darker.
Oh yeah, it had nothing to do with the fact that she was trying to unionize and get everybody to get her more money.
Yeah,
like we should all stand together and demand more money. And Will was like, I make enough. I'm doing okay.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
But so you have that with her. You have Rashida. I'm darker than my shadow, Strober. Who you just don't like me. You just don't like me because I'm dark skinned. Except we've got probably at least 100. We could probably name off 100 different examples of extremely beautiful, very dark skinned women. Doesn't matter. It has nothing to do with your attitudes, your behaviors, your the way that you hold and carry yourself in public and in private. No, it just has something to do with your skin tone. That's all.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, basically what's been spoon fed to a lot of brothers is we have been told, and this is why I did that on my last video. That yeah, she did call somebody burnt chicken. She called Beth burnt chicken, and she called some other chick burnt chicken. Who was it? I think she was calling Kevin Samuels burnt chicken.
You know, that's funny. You know, when somebody who can leave fingerprints on charcoal calls somebody dark skin. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, I think she was calling Kevin Samuels burnt chicken. I was like, oh, Sakina. Yeah, it was Sakina. And she just went off on Kevin Samuels at the same time for no damn reason.
Yeah,
so
that's what. But the only reason people don't like her is because she's dark skinned. That's all.
But that's
has
why
nothing to do with that other stuff.
Women, yeah. And then she was like hog maw. It was just like all kind of like country shit, like all kind of slavery shit just start coming out of her mouth. It was weird.
Exactly.
And you know what? This is what the chat room told me. You know what hog maw is? It's pig testicles. And
I did not know that.
Yeah, they told me in the chat because I didn't know either. I never ate pig testicles. I never said like, you know, I damn sure wouldn't eat it so much that I need a name for it. I mean, that means that motherfuckers go into the restaurant and say, "Hey, let me get some of them hog maws." Like, what the fuck?
I would have thought it would have been the jowls because of maw, but
I didn't look it up. This is an official source. I was thinking it, or she said it. I was like, "What the fuck is that? What the fuck is a hog maw?" And somebody said pig testicles. Now, I don't know. I do know that black people has been eating like all kind of shit from a pig. Like
almost literally.
Yeah, exactly. So they don't they ate like each like the feet and all kind of shit. I see it in the head too.
The large intestines.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, some of them eat like the head. So, you know, that's them. I don't eat pork, and I damn sure don't eat testicles. That's some shit that you won't catch me eat. Like, you know.
But with the self-assessment, like I said, this lady, you know, she has an accurate, she has an honest, like I see it. Okay, because it baffles me. It wholly confuses fucking me that a woman can see a model, whether she's a Ford model or whether she's a JCPenney model, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because we know there's grades, right? We understand there's differences. But either of those models wearing an outfit or a pair of shoes, and she thinks that if she gets those shoes in her size or that outfit in her size, she looks as good or better than the model wearing it.
Yes.
I don't understand how somebody makes that jump in reality. I don't understand it.
It starts with what this woman was talking about.
You know what I mean? If you or I put on a football jersey or a basketball jersey with whomever's number on it, I don't think we automatically believe that we look like that football player or look better or look as good or better as that football player or that basketball player in that jersey. But for some reason,
good, yeah.
Yeah, but for some reason,
well, yeah. Hey, Melanie, you know, yeah, if you want a D cup, you want to eat some testicles. No, I'm joking.
But yeah, like
now I know how I'm gonna fuck with my daughter when she gets of that age. Oh shit, that'll be so
fuck. That's fucked up.
I'm a fucked up human being, and if any of my kids are blind, I'm moving the furniture around. This shit, I will fuck with my kids to the day they die.
That's fucked up. But yeah, that bit of self-hypnosis that they give themselves, so that when they look in the mirror, they tell themselves that they look better than the person who's actually advertising or marketing the shoes or the outfit or whatever it is. It's just like, how do you figure that when you weigh like 80 pounds more than that person and in a very bad potato sack way?
Right. Well, you know, it's what was it? Tommy did an episode on this. There's a store that exists in Europe, right? That don't exist in America because the women are too fat. The women are too so they just sell the clothing line to Europe, right? But there's a few stores out here, and they showed this fat ass black woman. This was on Tommy Sotomayor years ago, right? And you know what she did? She took two of them and sewed them together.
Oh,
And she was just like, ladies, y'all probably know because it's like a big name brand, so it's like important to have like this name brand. But it's not made at all for they don't make it in big sizes. And she would like do shit like take what's supposed to be a shirt and wear it as a skirt or something. Like she was just altering skinny woman clothes to fit her fat ass, like in an unnatural way.
right. But again, it never looks good ever. It's like the fascination that I can't understand with with fat black women in cheetah print.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, wait a minute, cheetah print belongs on something that's slim, svelte, powerfully, miniaturely built. It does not belong on your ass.
Well, maybe it's Abercrombie, Molly, or maybe it's Hollister, but it's not Abercrombie because we have those out here, and I remember if it is. I met the guy, I met the dude, black dude, that he stood outside the store in Speedos, and that was his job. He was one of those 6-pack jawline niggas. That was his job, to stand outside of the store while cougars and shit like grope him. And he was modeling. He was modeling the store's products, asshole naked with just Speedos. Him and a woman in a bikini. I shit you not. That was his entire job. So yeah, life must be good when you're that much of a jawline nigga that your job is to stand there, you know.
Hard work.
Yeah, exactly, and get molested. So yeah, he was pre-med. He's probably a doctor now, on top of being a jawline nigga. So you know, and
I get it. And that's why I say I'm a C- motherfucker than a human being with possibly B- potential, because cats like your buddy there and Myron Roll exist, and I understand that.
When I met this dude, I shit you not. The first thing I thought was that every time a beautiful woman tells me she has a boyfriend, I'm gonna picture this nigga. I'll be like, I bet you he looked like this nigga.
Look, I'm not horrible. I mean, I call myself a cross between Boris Koji, somewhere in between Boris Koji and Shrek. You know.
Uh-huh. Exactly. Like, yeah. But,
just put Shrek at one end and Boris Koji at the other end, and look, just put the slider somewhere in the middle there.
Right. Well, I mean, yes. So yeah, that's where I like. So, ladies, because I know y'all can't see my picture or anything like that, but ladies, I'm not a jawline nigga. I'm a dude that's in shape, that's as attractive as nature will allow me to be. So there's that. However, if you have like 1,000 motherfuckers lined up at Abercrombie to stand in front of the store with their shirt off, I won't be that dude. In fact, I don't know anybody on YouTube that would be that dude personally. Or excuse me, in this sector of YouTube, except maybe like Steph Clinkscale, maybe him. Yeah, he probably do that.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't qualify to be an Abercrombie model. No.
Yeah, exactly. So it is what it is.
I can acknowledge that. Even though when I was younger, I did do some, print style JCPenney type stuff. But
oh yeah, my cousin did. Now I do have a cousin that's a jawline nigga, by the way.
But I'm not that. You know what I mean? I got that head that I've got the head that they had to make a special helmet for. Like it's not, I don't get the one size fits all hats.
Oh, you got the custom. You got the custom one. Like
I got that human Rottweiler head.
Yeah.
It's not wrinkly in the back or anything, but it's once I realized, once I started getting an understanding about size and spatial awareness type of thing, look, I started giving my mother, some extra nice Mother's Day presents, She had to push this damn thing out, you know.
Oh, damn. Yeah, she has like memories. Hey.
Yeah. You know, I got that big old Rottweiler bulldog head, English bulldog head. You know what I mean?
The British Bulldogs. That's funny. Yeah. Hey, so you know, we do the best with what we can, but those of you who are fortunate enough to be like a natural born, which is extremely rare, it's only like 1 in 1,000. You know, so you know, all of y'all, you know, slightly above average looking motherfuckers who think that y'all jawline niggas, y'all not. You know, there are very few people who are in this world.
And they damn sure know who they are. And here's the other thing: is none of them are afraid to cam up. they cam up on every. They cam up on occasions where it's not recommended. Right? They drop their pictures off. They drop their headshots off at funerals. You know.
Damn. But I mean, like Boris Kodjoe is you know, he's just like something like that. You know, he would classify as a jawline nigga. You know.
Yeah.
But like I don't know, dudes know him. It's like, oh shit, that's a jawline nigga. You know. I remember one time I started this company, right? Like I said, you don't come across them often, right? And I knew that I was the handsomest motherfucker in the training class, and I had my pick, right? It's like ain't nobody look better than me in this motherfucker, right? Early 20s, and then a fucking jawline nigga walks in, right? God damn it, he gonna pull all the bitches, and they're not gonna mind sharing. They're not gonna mind sharing because this is a real to life jawline nigga, right? And but guess what? He was gay, yay!
Oh, that still means that at least 3 to 4 of them in that training class are still going to keep trying their shot with him.
Yeah, they was going to keep trying, but you know, to no avail. I was like, yes. So you know, that was decent. So Jessica says that Boris Kodjoe is not hot. I don't know what you English chicks find attractive.
I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, you know, y'all be on some like weird jawlines. Shit.
You guys are on some weird stuff because, like, but then again, I guess, like I said, I'm not in a position. There are some dudes that I can look at and I can say, like, oh, I can see how the women would find him attractive. But then you have a cat like Idris Elba, and I'm looking at the dude and I'm like, man, Idris Elba looks like droopy in the face. Like that looks like a fucking basset hound dog in the face, man. Come on, man. He's in shape and he's a great actor, but as far as most handsome guy around, I wouldn't say so.
Okay, so Idris. Okay, I'm just going off of women's reaction to guys.
See,
but
that's what I'm saying. You understand what I mean? Like he's got like that sagging, droopy fucking face.
Oh, that's right. But you know, some American women like him too.
Yeah.
You know what? My mom loves that nigga. And you know what she said back when he was on The Wire? She said that he is obtainably, well, she didn't use these words because my mom doesn't use words like this, but she said he's obtainably good looking.
Well, you know? Right. You have him, and then you have what, that Channing Tatum guy, and that dude looks like he's got fucking Down syndrome to me.
Wait, who's Channing? Wait, you're talking about that? No, I'm thinking of Shia LaBeouf. Who's Channing Tatum?
The G.I. Joe movie.
Oh, yeah, I know you're talking about. Yeah, that guy.
Like to me, he just looks like a dude with Down syndrome who's in shape.
Definition of a pretty boy is somebody who spends more time on his physical appearance than a woman does. You don't necessarily have to be genetically gifted to be a pretty boy, but if you give a considerable effort in that regard, then yeah, you would. That's what you would be. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I said, that cat, he looks like a like if a cat with Down syndrome got in really good shape, they'd look like Channing Tatum.
Yeah, now that I think about it, yeah, I do notice there's a lot of droop faces there. So he's English too?
No, he's an American. I'm just saying, like some of the guys, some guys I can understand. Like when like women are interested in like The Rock, I was like, hey, okay, I get it. I get it. He's got charisma, personality. Yeah, he's in shape, right? He's decent looking dude and a big dude, right? Like, okay, I get all this, but some of these people that are considered like women's heartthrobs, I can't. James Franco, yes, James Franco's a fucking other one. Please explain that one to fucking me. That dude looks like a recovering heroin addict.
Well, his mouth is crooked. Yeah. His mouth goes to the side a little bit. Yeah. Yeah.
Who's the other one from Grey's Anatomy? He's been in the movies a long time, but what they call him, McDreamy or something or other. McDreamy. Right? I'm like, that motherfucker just looks like that motherfucker looks like all 99% of a homosexual. I've never seen this dude display a masculine trait ever in my fucking life of seeing him in a movie. Like, so I get confused by women, how women choose, and like who's handsome to their standards or not, because like I have no understanding of it. I have no what qualifies for what, because when I think I have something when I think I have an understanding, they throw somebody in the mix that completely fucks it over.
Well, it's so dynamic. It's so dynamic to where a man should never rely solely on his looks. And anyone who does and claims that, that it's a looks and, it's all about the looks and the looks and the looks. Anybody who does that, they're selling, they're selling wolf tickets, because it's so dynamic in what women find attractive that, the shit just goes into, like, I don't know anything about George Clooney, but, apparently that's that gets Jessica's goat, and Melody's. So,
So, yeah, I again, with me, I see George Clooney, and I see a dude whose fucking eyebrows almost fucking cover his entire fucking eye sockets.
Yeah, exactly.
Looks like fucking Cro-Magnon man to me. It's like, if you're gonna say, if you're gonna tell me that George Clooney is the sexiest man alive, then why isn't Ron Perlman in the running?
So there's really no template. There's no template. There's no way to gain like a large 50%, a large majority of female interest just based on looks alone, because there's always going to be a set that says, oh no, I actually prefer this feature over this one, and then it's something weird that will never really get that'll never really get you anywhere,
right?
So
yeah, no, but the part that kills me though is when Western women predominantly, sit back and then consider themselves 8, 9s, and fucking 10s at 180 and 190 fucking pounds, right? And then when you tell them, well, like most women around the world, they're somewhere between 85 and 120 pounds. Oh no, those are unrealistic. Like, no, how can it be unrealistic when everybody outside of the Western world is that size?
Well,
pretty much all women outside of the Western world are that fucking size, and many of the women inside of the Western world are that size, and they're perfectly fucking healthy.
Well, so yeah, I agree. Jessica, it's I don't know how that works, but you don't actually need to be more than 50% of women find it appealing. I think it's more like he had a larger vote than everybody else. Kind of like Hitler didn't have 100% of the or over 50% of the vote. He had like 22%. But
and the same thing
between the other ones, yeah. So,
but they exposed that too, because remember when Howard Stern tried to get his boy, right? Howard Stern campaigned for the sexiest man. Howard Stern campaigned for one of his weirdo looking boys to get it, right? And because Howard Stern had a huge fucking following, and people would basically, especially if it was on some type of joke thing, they would go in on it, right? So they all voted for this goofy looking fucking dude, like to be number one, and he got by far. He destroyed he destroyed every one of the people running by as many votes that he got in, but they still chose, I think, Leonardo DiCaprio. So it's editors' choices. It's not just the votes. It's the voice. The votes don't mean shit when the editors make their decisions.
So I think that women probably don't have a template for universally hot, Jessica, like men do. I because like some would say Boris Kojo is universally hot, but you wouldn't. And I'm not saying there's going to be, detractors on all sides, but I'm saying that men, we generally have a definition of what we want. Like, I think that like when I mentioned the full lips and almond eyes, I mean, it was like 90% agreed with that.
Let me put two people
Kojo, and I like women didn't even, some women didn't even agree on that.
Well, let me put two people who are pretty close to each other. Okay. Bokeem Woodbine and Jaimin Hansu. Right?
I don't know who those. Oh, yeah, I know who those. Okay, yeah, I know who Bokeem is.
Right, Bokeem Woodbine and Jaimin Hansu. He played the in the beginning of the Guardians of the Galaxy, the black dude with that is fighting against fucking what do you call it? What is his name?
Well, I don't remember the first one. Actually, I don't remember either the Guardians of the Galaxy. I just remember like clips from it.
He was also he was in Guardians of the Galaxy. He was also in fucking the Vin Diesel Pitch Black.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Right. So they're very close in skin tone. They're very close in skull shape, height, right?
Mm-hmm.
Body composition, but their faces are a little bit different, right? Nobody's sitting there and saying, "Yeah, Bokeem Woodbine is fine." They're just not saying that.
Oh, that's true.
You know what I mean?
Well, I think like Can't Get Right is like when I think of him, I think of Can't Get Right. But yeah, so I don't know. There is some inconsistencies, and let's see. Jessica says we do have a universally hot. I mean, well, some would have said that Boris Kojo was, but you wouldn't. So that's not universal. I'm saying that there's less consistency in what's hot and what's not. But that's here nor there.
Right, but because again, you have women going after look. Okay, let's go to extremes, right? You have The Rock, and then you have Pirates of the Caribbean guy. What's his name?
Wasn't that also?
Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp or Orlando.
Good point. Yeah.
But I think Johnny Depp's just kind of a little bit smaller and kind of further reformed than Orlando Bloom. But either one of them will qualify, right? Mm-hmm. So you have that big discrepancy fucking right there.
Yeah, very dynamic with women. However, with men, it's pretty, consistent. Like when Fantastic, he shows an Instagram chick or two. All the guys pretty much have like a consistent, thumbs up on it. It's not like there's a guy who's like, I mean, there may be like one or two, but it's still like a 90% approval rating.
Right. Yeah, no. If you didn't see if you didn't know what let's see, what's his name? God damn it, basketball player with the Lakers now, LeBron James. Right? If you didn't know who LeBron James was and you just met him out in the street, you didn't know that he was a basketball player, and you didn't know that he's basically worth $1 billion fucking dollars. Like, you're not going to sit there and say, "Oh man, that dude's fine." Come on, get the fuck out of here. Like the dude is a freak of nature, and it's in his looks too. But his status and his money, it balances things out so that he becomes attractive to people. Right,
Jessica? Yeah,
right. Because he's basically
taking into consideration on the subconscious level. I agree.
He's basically the black equivalent in looks of George Mirasan.
I don't know who that is.
It's another big, gangly, goofy looking white dude basketball player, but he's a white basketball player, not a black basketball player.
Okay. I don't know what his looks are, but
He was also in that Billy Crystal movie, My Giant, I think.
still don't.
Yeah.
You got different taste in movies.
I just watch everything.
Oh, I have been lately. It's the same with men. Some like blonde, some like brunette. No, sweetie. We do not dismiss a woman entirely off of that, off of her hair color, nor her race. Let's see. Yeah, we don't. Okay, which is why y'all could change our hair color 3 times a week, and we generally don't give a shit. Like whatever basis you dismiss Boris Kodjoe on, it's something that's uniquely women, and it's something that you probably don't even have a definition for, but it's something that's uniquely you, and that you would say is just not your type. We don't do that. I dismiss Lonnie Love because she's fat as fuck. Like we dismiss women on very clear and concise reasons. Jenny Ma has the figure, to get my penis bigger. That is what I'm saying. We don't dismiss that. If somebody, first of all, we have a higher threshold. We have a much higher threshold and a more general definition of the word hot than women do, when women's is more precise. Now, why is women's more definition more precise? Because, okay, you see that? So you dismissed him on a single uncontrollable feature. We don't do that. And I know Rashida Strober think that we do that, but we don't. We don't
like
do
freckles, like freckles.
Exactly.
You don't like. Nah, man, that motherfucker, that bitch had too many freckles. I couldn't fuck her.
Exactly, or eyelids, or something like that. See, we don't do that. Perhaps if we had the options that you did, we would. Because Marco does. He does it on age. So perhaps we would. However, since most guys don't have that, we have a broader definition of what's hot. Women have a more sophisticated reason of what's hot, to where they can feel comfortable, dismissing 5% of a population just based on your skin color.
That's why men have an expression called a butterface.
Yeah.
Right? She can't do anything about the features she was fucking born with, but goddamn, she's in the gym. Her body is damn sure as right as it can be.
Listen how precise this is. Wait, hop up, Jessica. And is that Molly? Who was that was earlier that was talking? I mean, Molly too, but who was that earlier that was saying something?
I think it was Molly. Yeah.
Oh well, yeah, Molly too.
Oh no, it was Molly or Melody, one of the two.
Oh, Melody, yeah. Because look at how precise this is. I prefer darker black guys or white guys with dark features. Nothing in between, really. You see how precise that is?
I don't even know what that means. White guys with dark features.
Well, I think that means like white guys. So either brunette white guys, or maybe like tan white guys, with instead of for blue eyes have brown eyes or dark brown eyes, or dark skinned black dudes. Think about the number of men that's eliminated just by those criteria. Like, we don't have that luxury, therefore our definition is a lot more broader, which means that when one guy says a person is hot because he has the same broader standards as everybody else, then it will extend to other guys. Why? Because when you ask a man, would you hit that? The answer is yes, more often than when you ask a woman, would you let him hit that? That is how that works.
Yeah.
Like who? I haven't really been paying attention to white guys in the media, because I know it used to be like the whole Zach Morris and like the blonde image, like Bruce Willis. I think he's a blonde dude. Like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Like these are dudes with like lighter features. So
I can see that. Like, yeah, the Zach Morris guy, and the and the other one that was from Silver Spoons. As adults, I can see how women say that those are attractive dudes. But again, then they put somebody in there that throws me the fuck off. Like they'll fucking say like Tony Shalhoub is fucking from Monk is fucking attractive. I'm like, what the fuck? I can't put this criteria together with this shit.
It comes out of nowhere. Yeah, it comes out of nowhere.
Or how people are disqualified, like, right? I don't know how Johnny Depp is considered sexy, but David Spade isn't, and they're basically both the same fucking person. When you look at them at them fucking head on.
Okay, so darker featured white guys apparently is what's hot right now. I'm trying to think. Like, I haven't really watched like action hero movies or anything like that, but with a white male lead, but I don't really see male leads much anymore.
The only one I can think of that fits in that criteria is Gerard Butler, the dude who did Gladiator.
Oh, Russell Crowe.
Russell Crowe, right?
Well, but that was a while ago. That was like 2000.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Man.
When I think of like the last good movie I seen, the last real good movie I seen, was Infinity War, and those are all like, you know, the Thor nigga and Captain America, Guardian of the Galaxy dude. These are all like blondish. You know,
there's Robert Downey Jr.
That's true. Good point. Yes,
and the one who plays Hawkeye, whatever his name is.
Yeah, he's super white. Yeah, he's super like that. But so there's Hawkeye. So yeah, Robert Downey Jr. is one that's darker skin, but the other guys is a blue-eyed, lighter featured guy. Yeah. So now even on Deadpool, you know, Ryan Reynolds, who the women like, he's a
blondie. Yeah,
he's a blondie, and so is
Ryan Gosling. Somebody threw in there too. Yeah,
and Brad Pitt. He was on the other Deadpool. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, they now okay. Aaron C. I look at it like this. Blonde hair, blue eyes is a recessive trait. So
yes.
It's there. They seem to be more represented in Hollywood than their population would dictate. Because I mean, just by genetics alone, it should not be that many blue-eyed people in the world, you know. And I don't come across many in real life, but and that's amongst whites. So, you know, I don't know. I think that they probably are representing the darker featured ones, but it could be because there are more of them, you know. Like, you're finding the talent more often. I don't know. I'm speculating. I'm not really looking at the guys in movies.
Right, well, that's the thing, right? You know.
Yeah. But no, I mean, I can understand why Aaron C. As a white guy would do it, because he wants to make sure that, you know, I don't know if you're a lighter featured one or a darker featured one, but no matter what, you want your what can I say? You want your image to be represented in a positive way, because it's like advertising for you. You know, it's like free advertising for your penis. So I get that, you know.
No, I'm picturing Jessica going crazy over Jimmy Carr.
So, well, I mean,
Jimmy Carr or Mr. Bean.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Here, let's see. I'm straight Aryan. Okay. I don't even know what that means, but I know what your meaning of it is. But yeah, really, it must be a Europe thing. Or, you know, maybe they have been inbreeding for quite some time there.
Yeah, Yeah, Jessica knows she's got a thing for Johnny English, Rowan Atkinson.
I don't know. I don't know who these guys are. I don't know who Jimmy Carr is, or
You don't know You've never seen the Mr. Bean stuff?
oh yeah, well I've seen that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what she was saying. That's what she like.
Oh, she's into that. Yeah, she's all about that.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I don't know what English girls like. You know, I do not plan on taking a trip to England anytime soon. You know, I don't. Okay, so you're a Nordic dude. All right. Well, I mean, those are all like Indo-European places. So yeah,
Yeah.
uncolonized in by Romans. So yeah, I don't know if that's good. So that's the image you want presented, and you probably would notice if society was moving away from that. I don't know. I never really.
Seems that they are.
Yeah, I mean, I've never really paid attention to it. I mean, I do know that there's a lot fewer like male-led movies out there. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing, but it's probably a good thing because maybe boys will stop watching so much TV.
Well, that's a bad thing though, because women are susceptible to not being able to realize fantasy from reality. So that might be a bad thing too.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you know, if they try to do a spinning back kick on somebody, and not only does it not land, if it does land, it doesn't hurt.
Right.
Then, you know, it's like, hey, wait a minute, you're supposed to be unconscious, so I can do it to the next guy. But it's like, no, it doesn't really work like that in real life, sweetie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, Buffy the Vampire had an explanation for why she was able to do it. She was actually super strength. She had super strength due to her being in that lineage.
Yeah, exactly. Like you have to actually be a vampire and something like that. You can't like take Tybo and then, you know, and yeah, but I mean, they'll learn the hard way. But I think that these movies aren't really selling either.
No, I don't think that they are. And again, that's the sad thing is, right? You would expect, here's the thing. Again, this is the WNBA over it again, right? The WNBA is a bad product for women. It shouldn't matter that men don't buy tickets to the WNBA because the women should make up those sales, right?
Wait, say that again?
For the WNBA. It shouldn't matter that men don't buy the tickets to the WNBA, right? Because the women should make up for what the men don't buy, except the women don't buy it either.
Exactly. They don't. I mean, like people
Same
don't.
thing with the movies.
Well, I mean, people don't want to see women do men things. That's the thing.
Yeah.
You know, and they also don't want to see men do women things. Like there's just, and no matter how much you try to create a tolerant society for that, I don't think it's going to take, you know, especially, and I noticed this with a lot of these gender oriented, you know, like movies like Charlie's Angels and Ghostbusters and the Star Wars and stuff like that. What they're doing is they're taking movies that are supposed to be sure things.
Yes.
Like it's supposed to be a sure thing. Like everybody wanted to see a Ghostbusters remake. I mean, come on now, you know.
Yes.
But so they take what's supposed to be a sure thing, you know, put a vagina in it or put 4 in it, and like, okay, let's see what's gonna happen, and it flops, you know.
Look, no, even worse than that, right? Because look, you had the what do they call it? The brand, I guess, right? The franchise, rather, the Charlie's Angel franchise, right? That was never about anything else but women being fucking badass, and they did everything fucking wrong possible in that movie.
Well, they tried to put more vaginas in everything. They try to vagina something that's already vaginaed.
Right, but again, look, Charlie's Angel has always been vagina.
Exactly. Like
right. You never saw, except for what they fucked up with the first fucking 2 movies. You didn't see You were never right in the show. You never saw Bosley. Bosley was never an actual character.
Mhm.
Right? In the movies, they had fucking Bernie Mac, and then they had what's his face? The comedian.
Bill Murray.
Bill Murray. There we go.
Yeah.
And so I mean that was a little departure, but outside of that, it was always like that franchise has always been about women kicking ass, women doing things and kicking ass and yada yada yada. And they fucked that up. That was already fucking purely vagina.
True.
And they fucked it up because it was successful as a TV series. It had two successful movies before they completely fucked it off.
True. I mean, here's the thing. Like, there's a certain way to do it. There's a certain way to be a super ninja kick-ass bitch and still be feminine.
Yes. No. Check this out. Check this out. Have you seen the Spy with Melissa McCarthy?
Yeah.
I haven't.
Look, I thought that fucking movie was hilarious.
Me too.
I thought that fucking movie was fucking hilarious. But you know, like I said, I'm a little bit biased because it also had a comedian, a Brit comedian, that big broad, that I like too. But anyway,
Miranda.
Yeah, Miranda. Yeah. But again, that's a way that they use to do it, and it was, it's tongue in cheek. And if you're full of red pill rage right now, you probably shouldn't watch it. But if you're past that and just looking for something funny to watch, it's a good fucking movie. But they did a spy fucking movie that has a woman as the main protagonist, pretty fucking solidly and hilariously done.
I didn't see that, but as long as a woman is feminine, it's okay. No matter once you take away from the woman's femininity, the movie is just weird. It could be the same movie, but like Xena, Xena, even though she was a tall, kick-ass barbarian bitch, she was still there was still something feminine about her, and also her sidekick was even more.
Yeah.
So her sidekick really just added like a girlier element to it.
Oh yeah, her sidekick was girly girl. Yeah.
And Wonder Woman, this new Wonder Woman. Oh my God,
Oh shit.
She just mastered it. So it's not that we have a problem with women. It's just like we have a problem with these unfeminine bitches. Yeah. Like what's her name, Bria Lawson. Like we just have a problem with these unfeminine bitches.
I can't comment because I haven't watched either of the Captain Marvel or the second half of Infinity Wars.
Oh, okay.
GC, have you seen Birds of Prey?
No, I haven't. Did they fuck that up?
Yeah.
Well, apparently they did, because they tried to push this whole feminist narrative through the movie, and so it was all about women's empowerment, and they effed up big time because their sales plummeted. It's like they tried to market it right to the female audience, and as I said, go with the whole feminist narrative, but we don't really want to see that. They were relying on us for sales, sort of like the women's basketball thing, relying on us for sales when we're not interested. And so what they did was they alienated their usual target base, which is men. And so the movie flopped. They had to sort of rebrand it. They tried to change the name. They did lots of things because they messed up, basically. And that's the thing with a lot of female leads in movies nowadays. It's all about the feminist narrative.
Right.
And most women we're not interested. We don't want to buy into it.
You're
and
not
neither do men.
To see an agenda. And an overt agenda. I agree. I mean, it doesn't sell to women and it doesn't sell to men. They do it when they think that they have a sure thing. I mean, Harley Quinn is a male favorite, including mine, because of her femininity. I mean, Harley Quinn was to represent that, something, no matter how crazy a bitch is, if she's feminine, doesn't matter. It does not matter because she's feminine.
Well, it doesn't matter because with Harley Quinn, right? It doesn't matter because the femininity is expressed in the way that she's doing the brutality, right?
Exactly.
She's doing the brutality with the grace of a ballerina, which is which is an exemplification of a gymnastic a gymnastic orientated ballerina, which was exemplary of femininity.
Exactly. Couldn't have said it better myself. And another thing about Harley Quinn is that she needs a male counterpart.
Right.
Whether it's Deadshot or Joker, she needs somebody that to get that feel, to bounce that off of too.
Right.
Yeah.
To be the straight man. Yeah.
I think you summed it up perfectly when you said that they thought they had a sure thing. So because of like her previously, she did have a big male following.
Right.
And so they thought, listen, if there's someone that we can get away with, doing this with, it's going to be her. Because guys did love her so much. I remember when I was going to Halloween parties after that movie came out, like literally half the girls there were, like where they have half the hair blue and the other half like pink or whatever, and they all had the outfits on.
Yep.
So there was like a big influence at that point, and it got ruined. Even with a following that strong, it still didn't work. And that should tell them something.
Because again, even in the fucking what was it called? Suicide Squad movie, she retained her femininity.
Exactly. She was in prison doing ballerina gymnastic stuff. Did you see that movie?
Yeah.
No, I didn't watch it.
No, you'll notice that yes, she's badass, but she's feminine throughout the entire fucking movie.
Exactly. So they're trying to sell men on a new generation of unfeminine women, and who are really hateful. It's not because there's a certain way that you do it, but it does seem like this new wave are enjoying sticking it to men.
Yeah.
As opposed to, look, I am fighting for XXX, but it seems like they're portraying this. I have some type of malice. I haven't seen Birds of Prey, but I'm pretty sure it will be something like that. I'll take a look at it and then do a review.
It was like four women superheroes or something like that. Four women teaming up to.
It's so fucking sad. It's so fucking sad because those are four solid comic book women characters. They're solid. Black Canary is solid. Huntress is fucking solid.
Oh God, Huntress?
Yes.
You're talking about Wonder Woman's Wonder Woman's counterpart, right?
No. You're thinking of Tigra.
Oh, okay.
Huntress is Huntress. It'll get muddy if I try to explain it on here.
Okay, never mind.
It's because people who aren't going to understand anything about DC Comics and timelines and shit like that, right? And the multiverses, right?
Okay, I'm not DC. I'm Marvel.
Right, but it's a thing like that. The Huntress, like I said, these are solid DC women's freaking characters. Solid. They've got solid backing behind them, and they, like I said, they had this to win. And they fucked it up. Like I said, this is a worse fuck up. Again, for some of the things that Jessica said, right? Margot Robbie, she pulled it off in fucking Suicide Squad, and then come back to this. These are solid fucking characters within the lore. They've got solid backing, both male and female, and they fucked them up. This is, again, the only one I consider worse than this is Ghostbusters, and then Charlie's Angels, because that was already a vagina franchise that they fucked up.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how I feel about Birds of Prey. Birds of Prey was already a vagina. Birds of Prey was already a vagina franchise that dudes loved. Right? Dudes loved and women loved because they bought the comic books for this shit. And again, Charlie's Angels, dudes loved it, women loved it because it was already established. All you had to do was follow the fucking formula. That's all you had to do.
Established norms, that Dark Phoenix was bullshit, and it was already written. It's not like,
well, Dark Phoenix was bullshit for a different reason. No.
What's her name threw in some bullshit, saying it should be called X Women. I'm just saying it's little shots like that.
If you try to do the Dark Phoenix saga in one fucking 2-hour movies, it's guaranteed to fuck up.
Oh, well, the first one was decent. X-Men 3.
Yeah. So that's just my answer. There's just too much comic book there to try to fit into one movie.
Yeah, they were just wrapping it up and getting ready for Disney.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Jessica, my bad. You were saying something about Birds of Prey before?
No, I think I said all that I was going to say.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but no, you're proof that, or you're part of a, extended proof, really, the ticket sales is proof that even women do not like this. For women do not like to see women that behave like men.
Right? Salt. Look, I like that fucking movie Salt. I thought Salt was fucking awesome.
Oh, yeah, Angelina Jolie. I mean, well, she's also in Tomb Raider.
Atomic Blonde. I liked fucking Atomic Blonde.
There's a certain, but did you like Proud Mary? Look,
No.
There's a certain way you have to do it.
No, I didn't like Proud Mary. I didn't like Columbiana either.
No, I didn't like Columbia. Well, I don't like what's the chick name?
Zoe Saldana.
I don't like Zoe Saldana. I do not like Zoe Saldana. I think that she thinks that she's far more attractive than she is. And don't get me wrong, she's attractive. And if I seen her like, with a quarantine mask on, I'd probably say something. But I mean, like, like she puts herself as this leading. She's not leading lady sexy.
See, I think she's better looking than Kerry Washington. I think Kerry Washington is overhyped.
Well, you know what it is? That's because of what I like. You see, Zoe Saldana don't have what I like, but Kerry Washington does. Kerry Washington has those lips, those full pouty lips, and those almond eyes. I told you about that, Jessica. That combination gets it for me. That puts a woman at the top, and that's what it is. Zoe doesn't have those things. So to me, it's just like a regular chick with regular lips and regular eyes that's just going around hitting cart flips like she's the most beautiful woman out there. But you gotta have the lips and the eyes.
Well, that's what I say. I like thin lips and peanut eyes.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I didn't like Columbiana. But again, I liked Atomic Blonde. I liked Salt. Again, like I said, for the female lead, like I watch female led action movies.
Yeah.
It's not. I'm a little bit. Look, here's the thing: is I'm disappointed in Ghost in the Shell because I think I really don't understand why they couldn't do it with Asian actors. That's what fucks me up. That's what fucked me up about that.
That's another one. That actress. Now I'm not talking about the movie, and yeah, it is some cultural appropriation going, but I'm talking about the whatever she is, whatever type of white she is, the one she has those lips and those eyes that I like.
Right.
I've seen her in another movie with Keanu Reeves.
Is that Sandra Bullock?
No, it's what's her face? God damn it.
She's that white Spanish.
The African. No, she's African. She's South
Maybe
African.
Different movies. Does this one have Keanu Reeves?
Charlize Theron.
Charlize Theron, yeah.
Okay.
Wait, does this one have Keanu Reeves?
No, I was talking about Ghost in the Shell. You might be talking about John. Are you talking about John Wick?
No. There's another Keanu Reeves movie that had a lot of special effects. Had a lot of CGI.
Or are you talking about the 47?
The Matrix.
The 47 Ronin?
No, it wasn't that. Hold on, I'll look it up. But she was in this movie.
If we're gonna talk about white women, Scarlett Johansson is beautiful. She's like my favorite. She's like, I think, the most beautiful.
Wait a minute. Do I have Scarlett Johansson and Charlize Theron mixed up?
Maybe. To me, Charlize Theron is not that beautiful, whereas Scarlett Johansson is very beautiful.
I might have them mixed up. I might have them mixed up in my head.
Scarlett Johansson.
I know I do that with character. I do with people sometimes.
Scarlett Johansson has the thicker lips, and she has like not a big nose, but it's like, not a little nose.
Right. The same actress in Kill. No, that's not. No.
Scarlett Johansson is she played Black Widow, and she's also Lucy. She played in that movie Lucy. She was the leading lady of that.
Right.
Scarlett Johansson is the most attractive white woman on the planet, to me.
Yeah,
you know,
me and my ex used to crush on her together.
yeah. No, she is. She could definitely get the black penis. She's. However, she was at the Pussy March, or she's one of those pussy hat bitches.
Yeah. Well, and she's got the Scarlett. Which one's one of them? Right. Scarlett Johansson, I think, is the one that's doing that shit with her son, with her adopted son.
And she,
No,
yeah.
that's Charlize Theron.
Oh, is that okay? Like,
The one that
fuck,
turns
man. I think I'm
little-
conflating. I think I'm conflating these. I think I'm completely intertwining these women in my fucking mind.
Yeah, I think you are. Charlize, they look completely different. If you just search them, then you'll see. I always say Scarlett Johansson is like, you know how they say some black girls are like a white girl dipped in chocolate. Scarlett Johansson is like a black girl dipped in vanilla. Because she reminds me of like a black person in her face, but she's white. She has like black people features.
Yeah. I'm completely mixed up with these two now, so I'm useless on this conversation.
So the one I was thinking about was she's Cuban. Her name is Anna Armas. Armas. Armas, is that how you pronounce that?
Okay, I have no clue
I
who
would
that
think
is.
so.
Well, apparently she's a new girl, but she was in Knives Out, but yeah, apparently she's a new girl, but she has those eyes and lips. But she doesn't compare to Scarlett Johansson. The next closest to me is Jessica Alba. Jessica
Alba's
Jessica
very pretty as
Alba.
well.
Right. I heard somebody say, it's Jessica Alba is an average white girl. Get the fuck out of here.
No, she's not.
Get the fuck out of here. No,
I don't know who. Well,
even today, she's not an average white girl. Like that. That's after she's already been in our face for almost fucking 20 years.
Right.
She's not average. She's really pretty. I'd put her up there with Scarlett Johansson.
Well,
It may be a little bit
She's
different.
fucking to me, she's gorgeous.
Yeah, they're a little bit different depending on what you like, but they're both equally beautiful.
Yeah, she's fucking gorgeous, and like I receive a lot of flack for my Angelina Jolie fetish too, but
No, Angelina Jolie back in like her Tomb Raider days, she was really beautiful.
Look,
Not so much now. She looks like an old witch. But
I thought she was beautiful. Like I thought she was beautiful in Girl Interrupted. Like I'll even still give her. I'll still even give her credit for when she was in Maleficent.
Oh gosh.
I wouldn't do that. I mean,
Oh no, not I said Maleficent. No, I didn't mean that. I mean the God damn it, what was it? The Beowulf. Beowulf. Yeah.
Well, she
was the animated. Yeah.
Well, she CGI'd there to death, but I mean, it's I don't know. I can't give it to her. I've seen her one too many times, just like in tabloids without the makeup and shit like that. Her and Brad, and it just didn't do it for me. She got too skinny. She got way too skinny.
Yeah.
I look, man. Look,
she hasn't aged well.
Yeah, she did.
I'm just happy. I'm just happy that Wanted didn't come out when I was like before 13. As I would have had like 15 copies of that, and 14 of them would have been burnt out from being paused at the same place.
Like Jessica Alba, she aged really well.
Oh yeah,
Angelina Jolie, she aged badly. So yeah, it just depends.
And Jessica had 3 like natural birth kids,
and she still looks good, right? Yeah.
Oh, she's still like in the commercials that they have her in now, where she's fucking doing that workout shit. She's like God, like she's got those female Ralph Macchio genes. Like she's going. It's like she's gonna look like that until this bitch is gonna look like that till she's like 73.
Right. I mean, femininity is the key, fellas, and ladies, if you want to do, look at Jenny Ma, just look at her behavior and everything else. Just look at the married versus unmarried women on what's that called? The Watch, or what's it called?
The View.
No, The View is the one with Whoopi Goldberg.
The Talk, The View, The Watch, The
The
Stomach. I don't know.
Table, something like that.
But whatever it is, I mean, look at the feminine ones versus the non-feminine ones, and notice, because Jenny Miles 40, and notice that he overlooked, and she's previously he overlooked all that. Femininity trumps everything, It's the key. Submission is a subset of femininity. Like a woman who's in touch with one is going to be in touch with the other. But once you get,
I don't even know if what's her name, Jenny, is that feminine. But I think being around the women that she's around, she's the most feminine out of all of them. Her and the what's it called? Like is it Adrian, the Latina one?
Ariana.
I think it's
Adrian.
Adrian, Ariana, one of the two, something like that.
And the one that used to be in Sister, the
Right.
twin one.
So Jessica, you say that, right? You fucking say that, and I think about everybody who comes up here and calls me smart. I'm like, no, I'm only smart in comparison to the other fucking people, which is kind of sad. I'm a big fucking dummy, but I appear smart because the people that are around,
surrounded by like,
it's the cheerleader effect, Like she's only she's feminine because she's up there with some fucking hyenas and jackals.
Well, it's true though. I think she has a little bit of ghetto to her from what I watch. She does, but it's just
she might.
It's sort of dwarfed by the other personalities that she has around her. So like the Lonnie Loves, or like what's her name, Amanda
Seales, yeah.
Yeah, so they make it less obvious, but I don't know, just because I don't watch it all the time, from the little clips that I see, I do see that in her personality. So maybe that's why she meshed with the rapper guy a little bit, because she does have that little bit of
Molly, get out.
To her, but
get out right fucking now.
It's
Molly, get out.
Almost.
Get out. Leave. Just get out of here, Molly. Molly, get out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Just leave. Just leave right now.
Adriana Lima is beautiful though.
Yes, Jessica Alba is 40.
But I think Adriana Lima is close to her in age. She's old now. She's not young anymore.
She is not hotter than fucking Jessica Alba. Get the fuck out of here.
I'd put them sort of equally. It just depends what you like. Jessica Alba is more.
Well, we all know I like titties. So if everything is equal coming down to the titties, Adriana Lima looks like she got some fucking sunny side up titties. Jessica Alba looks like she's got the titties I like.
She's got the smaller bosom.
I don't know. I don't know how old. I didn't know that she was close to 40. I thought she was closer to like early to mid 40s. But
who, Adriana?
I don't really watch enough to make an assessment like that. But the only time I watch it is when I show you all.
I don't know. Adriana Lima made more money off her looks than Jessica Alba. I don't know if you can say that. Jessica Alba's been in like at least 20 different solid Hollywood production movies.
I will say this.
I think Adriana Lima's career was based solely on looks, whereas Jessica Alba she had more talent than that.
Not to mention Jessica Alba also had two decently running television series.
Judge, you interrupt a lot.
What's that?
I said you interrupt a lot, brother.
Oh, my bad. My apologies.
No, like we're okay. We're just going back and forth. But yeah, Jessica Alba, she dances. I think she can even sing, and she acts. She's almost like that triple threat. Whereas Adriana Lima was just looks. She was a supermodel, one of the hottest supermodels of her time. Like the most requested. She was a Victoria's Secret's supermodel, so she was at like the elite of the supermodels. But yeah, I think they're equally beautiful, just in different ways. It's weird. I'd say maybe Adriana Lima is more almost sort of exotic and unique looking. That's how I differentiate them, and their features are different. So depending on what you like, you'd probably go one way or the other.
Yeah, I know I've been exposed. I get 1000% know I've been exposed to Jessica Alba more often than I've Adriana Lima. I know from my what do you personal experience here. I've just been exposed way more to Jessica Alba than Adriana Lima.
Yeah, I can see that because I think women would be more familiar with Adriana Lima because of what she does, whereas Jessica Alba is like universal. But I don't know. I think I just okay. So Jessica Alba's had like 3 kids. She's 40, and she still looks like awesome. Let's face it, she still looks really, really good. So that's why I'd probably put her a little bit higher, because I don't think Adriana Lima has gone through those processes yet. So we'd have to see how she holds up. I know it sounds bad, but yeah, we'd have to see how she holds up.
Well, probably not too well. She's having them at this age.
Yeah,
Maybe. Yeah.
maybe. I don't know.
Hey,
How old was?
you're right. Is Rihanna doing artificial insemination?
I don't know if she's actually doing it, but she was just talking about motherhood, and she said if she had, like she said, single mums are shamed or something like that, and the most important thing for a kid is growing up in a happy household, and if it's one parent it doesn't matter, something along those lines. I don't know if she's actually, doing artificial insemination.
That is bullshit. Let's touch on that subject for a second. I think that's complete and total bullshit. Yeah, I think that most kids want a larger family with both a father and mother. I mean, sure, they would prefer that to not being born at all. But if those are your two options, then those are just two shitty options. I mean, but why do you feel that she wants to deliberately become a single mother?
I don't know if she said she deliberately wants to be a single mother. I don't know. I think what it was highlighting is that sometimes people stay together in unhappy scenarios. The whole your children could be happier with parents being apart and actually happy, rather than parents being together and they're unhappy, and that reflects on the children. I think that was the whole argument that was pushed.
Right. You ever notice that it's always the parents making that argument? It's never the children. Just saying. Yeah, it's never the children saying, something, I'll be happier if they get divorced. It's never really that. It's always the parents saying that. And even like as adults, the kids aren't really saying that. I wish my parents were divorced. Like, it's always the divorcing party who benefits the most from a divorce that says that. Just saying.
Yeah,
I think that. Go for it.
Sorry. No, I was just going to say, I think it would be really off if she was intending to have a baby and just raise the baby on her own. But you have to remember, from what I see from Rihanna, she is sort of feminist as well. So it wouldn't surprise me, because that is the rhetoric that she puts out there. So if she does go ahead and do it, and yeah, it wouldn't surprise me at all.
Why couldn't she do like Beyonce and just talk feminist but live feminine?
Well,
I think she's a bit smarter than Beyonce.
I would beg to differ.
Oh no, Beyonce is like, she's thick as anything,
Elaborate, please.
Have you ever heard Beyonce speak?
No. She's
clearly like very uneducated, almost slow in a way. She is. Whereas I picture Rihanna being someone that's more, what's the word, more strong-willed and more independent. That's the image that she's always given off to me. Rihanna is like the sexy, independent woman, which is ironic considering Beyonce's song Independent Women. But Beyonce, when you actually put her under that spotlight, she doesn't strike me as that sort of person. She
So
doesn't.
you think being strong and independent is a good thing?
No, I'm talking about the images that are portrayed,
Well,
right, of them
you say
versus
if a woman doesn't present this image that she appears slow.
The following
no,
is
no, no, no. Beyonce, genuinely, she's just slow. She is. She's slow.
Beyonce does not
Mhm.
interview well. She
She
doesn't.
doesn't. She's slow. You can see it. She's very inarticulate. She's not the brightest person. But with
Okay.
Rihanna, she really is what she preaches. So when she talks about all that feminist stuff, that's her. She
But
is
see,
that independent woman. Whereas Beyonce, she preaches the feminism a bit, but I feel like that's more just her PR team telling her what to say. When it comes
Mhm.
down to it, that's not really her actual personality.
I don't particularly believe that Rihanna interviews well either, but I think she interviews better than Beyonce. But to like it like for Rihanna to do this again, when a woman is worth, you know, upwards of somewhere between between 50 and $100 million or whatever her value is worth. I know it's in the tens of millions, right? We could reasonably assume that Rihanna is in the tens of millions, right?
Oh, Rihanna's in the hundreds of millions,
Right.
maybe
So
even a billion now with
I,
Fenty and all of that stuff.
I can't say for sure, but I definitely say, once you reach the strata of tens of millions and higher, look, I you can hire folks to be replacements. I mean, I don't see the big deal as far as it. I think I see this is a bigger deal when you're working class to try to facilitate all the necessity of the necessary roles of fathers and mothers. But once you're in the tens of millions, you can facilitate all of those all of those roles with people that you can hire.
Yeah, to a certain degree, I think, because none of those celebrities really, neither, like, even when they're coupled together, none of them really spend that much time with their kids. It mainly is the nannies who are like their parents. It's the nannies that do most of the work.
Because
So
I would actually be recommending that Rihanna go surrogacy and not artificial insemination, because I don't think it's I just don't think it's
do you
I don't
what?
think it's given. I think that would be more important than whether she. I think surrogacy would be better for her, because I don't think her being artificially inseminated is healthy for the child as a whole in its genetic structure, more than not having a father in the equation.
Yeah, because they say artificial insemination creates weaker children.
And her age.
Yeah. Well, how old is Rihanna? I think she's probably about 30, I think.
No, she's
She's
got to
not
be.
that old.
She's got to be. I think she's more like mid-30s, at least 30 to 40, right?
No, I think she's like 31, maybe.
Maybe I'm assuming she's. Let me check. Yeah, Google, right? So
Yeah, we can
Rihanna.
Google it.
So just to be clear, Jessica, do you feel that a woman can be a feminist and be intelligent?
It depends, because there's different types of smart, isn't there? You
Mm-hmm.
can be emotionally intelligent, you can be book intelligent.
Oh, 32.
But sometimes those things don't always apply to common sense and being able to see things for what they are. So you have feminists who aren't stupid. You have intelligent feminists, but do they have common sense to actually see the effects of what they're saying? No. Do they have the intelligence to look at what the ideologies they're saying, what they create? No, they don't. So it depends what sort of intelligence we're talking about.
I don't see what type of intelligence she would possess to make this type of life decision.
No, I didn't say Rihanna's intelligent.
You just said more so than Beyonce, and I get that.
No, you
and that doesn't necessarily mean the person is intelligent.
Exactly. Yeah. Beyonce
Right.
is just like dance level, whereas Rihanna is not at dance level.
Hmm.
You know, that's the difference.
So, well, I really don't care at this. So basically, feminists are not women and therefore don't deserve our love or respect. So, I feel bad for her kid, who was born from a test tube into a feminist. I think that's like the worst case scenario ever. But yeah, as far as the justifications that people make up for stuff like that, like, oh, it's better for the kids. I mean, where else in the universe does that work? Does that logic work? I think that everybody else will be happier with what makes me happy.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
I take my argument back, realizing that she's 32. She can still probably have healthy offspring, so I'll take that surrogacy argument back. Again, I do kind of stick with, like, she has the money to be able to hire people to fulfill the role, and then the only pushback that I would give GC with the kids wishing that their parents just had divorced sooner, had divorced or divorced sooner, isn't an actually physically abusive relationship. That you see that's usually the case. But when it's just when it's just people being assholes to each other, they're more like, can you guys just stop being assholes to each other?
Well, no,
That's
that's
what
a
I was gonna say
case.
as well.
Yeah,
I was
no,
literally
I
just
get it.
about to say
That's
that.
an outlier, though. I mean, and that's what people go to when they want to leave their husbands because, he demands that I stop smoking and I just refuse to stop smoking. Like, they bring up like, oh, the kids would be happier if, and then they say, well, what about the ones? But then you ask them, well, is this an abusive relationship? No, but that's just an example.
Yeah, but they never acknowledge the kids will be happier because not only are you treating each other like shit, you're treating your children like shit when you're behaving like an asshole. Right?
I think that
you don't
we are being sent
like
American
they don't
news
they don't reserve their asshole behavior just for their spouse. They also are assholes to their children while they're involved in the shit too. Especially if they think one or more of the children are favoring the spouse that they're behaving an asshole to.
Yeah, it comes from people being selfish, and the whole splitting up thing as well. It comes from being selfish, and you have to realize that from the moment that you decide to have children, they have to come first. So when you're sitting there and you're saying, well, I'm unhappy, so I'm going to do what's best for me, that's you being selfish. When you're having troubles with your husband or whatever, right? And you say, okay, that child is leaning more towards their dad, and so you take that out on the child. Again, you're being selfish. I can't condone that. The only time that I can see, you always have to think in the best interest of the child, right? Or children. And if you're in an abusive relationship, then that affects them. So you are looking out for them. You're putting them first. But in scenarios where it's not like that, it is being selfish.
Well, and too many times, right? Too many times. If I'm happy, the children will be happier. If I'm happy, usually turns into, oh, for me to be happy, my child has to get molested, because that's typically how that's typically, but that's too many times how that fucking role reversal works. That choice leads to you bringing people into the fray that shouldn't be around that kid, and that kid gets fucking molested.
Well, I mean, no, ever since the boomers, people have put their own happiness in front of their children's happiness. I mean, for one, just the thought that marriage should be about individual happiness is ridiculous. I mean, you're supposed to be reasonably content with it, but as far as, you're doing it so you can be in a perpetual state of bliss. Come on now, let's be realistic, But I want to play this clip. Because I seen this show yesterday called Little Fires Everywhere, Fair Use. And it talks about this very thing. So right quick. So this is a mother and daughter. Oh, and the mother is Kerry Washington. But check it out.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, maybe this is the wrong portion. Hold on. Oh no, the daughter's about to come home. They're just doing like this music montage, so I won't rewind it. Or yeah, I'll do this 10-second thing.
What
Here we go.
happened? What happened?
What's that? Oh, I'm going to homecoming with Moody and some friends.
What's in the bag?
Dress.
Can I see it?
I mean, it's nothing. It was on sale. And I didn't even buy it. The store was like practically giving me.
Is this your thing now? Lying to me? Who bought this for you?
Lexi. As a thank you for something that I helped her with, Mom. It's
No,
not
you're
even
gonna
a big
return it to her. We'll find you something at Goodwill.
What? No. If I buy something from Goodwill, I might as well just wear a paper bag from weddings. I'm not taking that back.
You're letting some rich, spoiled white girl turn you into her dress-up
No,
doll.
I'm not.
She doesn't own you. You don't belong to Lexi Richardson.
Why are you working in their house?
You know why? For some extra spending money.
You know, see, Mom, you could have worked anywhere. You want me to be honest? You be. I want to know about where I came from. Like about your parents.
You know about my parents.
Besides the fact that you don't speak. And what about my dad? Huh? Can I at least know about him?
I told you he is the person who gave me you.
That's not an answer. What does he look like? Is he black? Is he white? Is he dead? Is he an alien? I don't even know what.
Why does it matter?
Looks like
He's-
Mom.
I'm black. You're black. You're mine. You came from me.
You're mine. You came from me.
Why won't you tell me? Why can't I know?
Because it doesn't matter.
No, but it does matter. It
does not
matters
matter.
to me.
It doesn't
Girl,
matter.
It doesn't matter.
What if he could help us?
Do what?
I don't know. Buy a house. Not have to shop at Goodwill. Have a better life.
Damn.
You wanted a bike. I made you a bike. You wanted more than one wall. I gave you 4 walls. You know what?
I didn't
Girl,
mean it
just
like
wear
that.
the damn dress.
So yes, little girls want a fucking father. They want a house. They want to have a man buy them a non-Goodwill dress, etc., for promise shit, etc., etc., etc. They want to know about their genetic makeup. They want, a whole nother side of Christmas presents and all that good shit. Yes, they want that. But she's like, I gave you a bike, or I made you a bike. I gave you 4 walls. Like, why do they always minimize what a child needs when it comes to their own? So many of these modern feminist style women do that. It's not a matter of what the kids want or need. It's a matter of a child should be happy with what I give them. And that is a bike and a Goodwill dress.
Yeah.
And then they have to go to school. They have to go to school with a bunch of kids with regular dresses and fathers. And, every now and again, their fathers have built them a dollhouse. Buy them one of those little powered cars that you get the kids and stuff like that. take them trick-or-treating through the bad neighborhoods because, you know, he's a man and he could do shit like that. You know, stuff like that. But they don't care. They're just like, look, I want to be a single mom, and, you know, because it's so cute to do. And because actually, you know, being in a relationship sucks so much.
Well, or rather, I suck at being in a relationship.
Exactly.
And you get to come on for you of no choice or volition of your own get to come along with me. Like it's again, this feminist thing, specifically single mother thing, of banding themselves about and congratulating them on doing the bare fucking minimum.
Exactly.
You should be
For
happy
her.
with the bare fucking minimum. You shouldn't
Exactly.
want anything more than the bare fucking minimum.
She gave her 4 walls, not even a closet. Like that would make it 7. No, she gave her 4.
You know, it's crazy. That's the fucking shit that kills me. Is that band? I pay my own bills. I pay my well. Yeah, you're fucking supposed to. But the fact of the matter is you didn't give this child the fucking choice. You know, and you didn't give the child the fucking. The child has no choice into where they're born into, which is why I say with Rihanna the difference is she's, you know, at bare minimum she's in solid 10 million. She's in solid 10 millions position. She can afford to hire people to fulfill those roles, and she won't be just giving her daughter the bare fucking minimum.
Well, yeah, but her dress and the material stuff was just part of it. She's like, where did I come from? You
Yeah.
know, who am I? Is he white? Is he this? Because she's a lighter skinned girl, you know. But so is Kerry Washington, you know. So she wanted to know. No, like no matter what, you are missing something, you know. And this goes on both sides. This goes on both sides, even without a mother, even though it's less common, you know, that like, you know, you need both. You know, I mean, ideally, and we all should shoot for the ideal for our kids.
Right.
And I don't think that a feminist can ever see that because they shoot for the ideal for themselves. That's why they're not women.
Well, but the thing is, again, even though you're saying that they shoot for the ideal for themselves, they always fall woefully short of the ideal for themselves.
Exactly.
They may shoot for the ideal for themselves, but they fall to the minimum standard.
Right.
That's where they always fall, to the minimum fucking standard.
For everybody else. It's always the minimum standard for everybody else. It's the maximum that they can give themselves. It's the maximum quality of life that they can give themselves.
Yeah, no, I get wanting to be the CEO of a company, but you know, if you keep saying you want to be a CEO of the company, and every company that you go to work for, you're the janitor, the ideals that you're shooting for don't matter a fuck when the results are janitor.
Exactly. So yeah, I've seen the whole series, or not the whole series, but I caught up to it. I think it's like 6 episodes, but it's really good. It's called Little Fires on Little Fires Everywhere on Hulu. It's a Hulu original.
Yeah.
Do you have any thoughts on the clip? Jessica, you there?
Pardon?
I was saying, did you have any thoughts on the clip that I just played?
No, you guys kind of summed it up really well.
Yeah, so it's this type of selfishness. Now, here's another TED Talk that I want to share with you. I haven't seen it, but it was on the suggested thing after this. I think I heard about it too. This is about a woman who, a feminist or a former feminist who met with non-feminist MRAs. So we will play this right quick.
In 2013, I decided to meet my enemies. I was a 27-year-old award-winning documentary filmmaker and a proud feminist. and I was determined to expose the dark underbelly of the men's rights movement. At that point, all I knew of the men's rights movement was from what I read online, that it's a misogynistic hate group actively working against women's equality. While the vast majority of my previous work was about women's issues, I directed documentaries about reproductive rights, single motherhood, and the need for more girls to get into STEM education. So when I learned that no one had ever documented the men's rights movement in a film before, I saw it as an opportunity to continue fighting for women's equality by exposing those preventing it. So for 1 year, I traveled North America, meeting the leaders and followers of the men's rights movement. I spent anywhere from 2 hours up to 8 hours interviewing each individual men's rights activist, also known as MRA. And I filmed 44 people total. And there's an important in documentary filmmaking. As an interviewer, you do not interrupt. So I'm asking questions and I'm getting their full life story. And in the moment, I didn't realize it. But now looking back, I can see that while I was conducting my interviews, I wasn't actually listening. I was hearing them speak and I knew the cameras were recording. But in those moments of sitting across from my enemy, I wasn't listening. What was I doing? I was anticipating. I was waiting to hear a sentence or even just a couple of words in succession that proved what I wanted to believe, that I had found the misogynist, the ground zero of the war on women.
All right, let me stop right there for a second. Now, if people wonder why I continue to allow women on the panel, it's because it is. It's because I think that if they actually ever stopped and listened, that they would learn something. They would learn something nice. They would know that we're not a group of misogynists or a hate group or hate Black women. What is it? He-Man Black Women Haters Club of America. We're not that. That's why I allow women on my channel.
No, I'm actually a person who defends that position that you have. Not that you need me to defend it, but because you brought up a good point. To me, at least, you brought up a good point when you were presenting this before to somebody. Is that for the women who do listen, who do take it in, and who do amend their behavior sincerely, they have to go somewhere. They have to go somewhere. They have, there has to be a landing. There has to be a net for them to land in.
Right. Exactly. I mean, you can't isolate somebody who just burned their bridge to the sisterhood. You simply can't. I mean, that's like a white dude, leaving the Klan, and it's like, hey, you mind if I come to your barbecue? It's like, well, you did just, snitch on 12 Klan members, so yeah, come on over, because you're not invited to theirs, and that's been your entire network their whole life. So yeah.
And again, as you said as well, they've been programmed their whole lives as fucking well.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a beautiful thing to watch somebody deprogrammed. And that's what the red pill for women, at least, is about. Deprogramming the women. All right. So
I thought I had it. There was one men's rights activist that said to me, just walk outside and look around. Everything you see was built by a man. Ooh, his statement felt anti-women. I felt my jaw clench, but I sat quietly, as a documentarian should, while removing all the space between my upper and lower molars. After my year of filming, I was reviewing the 100 hours of footage I had gathered, replaying and transcribing it, which believe me when I say no one will ever listen to you more than someone who transcribes your words. You should write that down. So I was typing out every word meticulously, and through that process, I began to realize that my initial knee-jerk reactions to certain statements weren't really warranted, and my feeling offended didn't hold up to intense scrutiny. Was that statement about men having built the skyscrapers and the bridges anti-women? I thought, well, what would be the gender reverse scenario? Maybe a feminist saying, just look around. Everyone you see was birthed by a woman. Wow, that's a powerful statement. And it's true. Is it anti-male? I don't think so. I think it's acknowledging our unique and valued contributions to our society. Well, luckily, while I was making the Red Pill movie, I kept a video diary, which ended up tracking my evolving views.
So there's a Red Pill movie. I didn't know that.
Yeah, no, it got a lot of traction over the last 2 years.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool. I'll check it out.
Yeah, no, when like it was there was a huge fucking thing. They like when she tried to release it. Well, it was hard for her to get money for it, but then once she got money for it to finish it off, and they tried to release it at theaters, like feminists were like banning it, like on a full out ban war from it getting seen in theaters.
So let me get this straight. They allowed a woman into an MRA meeting, and as a result, they got the Red Pill movie.
Yep.
So I think it's safe to say that maybe some good can come from allowing women into the spaces. Just saying.
Well, I mean, not even just a woman, a self-avowed feminist.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I mean, when you know your position is righteous, you really don't, it really doesn't matter, who you share it with. It will pass scrutiny, so you don't have to hide from it. So, yeah, I definitely understand that. All right, let's continue.
And in looking back on the 37 diaries I recorded that year, there was a common theme. I would often hear an innocent and valid point that a men's rights activist would make, but in my head, I would add on to their statement a sexist or anti-woman spin, assuming that's what they wanted to say but didn't. So here are two examples of how that would go. A men's rights activist in MRA would say to me, there are over 2,000 domestic violence shelters for women in the United States, but only one for men. Yet multiple reputable studies show that men are just as likely to be abused. I would hear them say, we don't need 2,000 shelters for women. They're all lying about being abused. It's all a scam. But in looking back on all the footage I'd gathered of men's rights activists talking about shelters and all the blogs they've written and the video live streams they posted on YouTube, they're not trying to defund women's shelters, not at all. All they're saying is that men can be abused too, and they deserve care and compassion. Second example, a men's rights activist would say to me, where is justice for the man who was falsely accused of raping a woman? And because of this accusation, he loses his college scholarship and is branded with the inescapable title of rapist. I would hear them say, a woman being raped isn't a big deal. It's as if I didn't hear the word falsely accused of rape. All I heard was he was accused of rape. Of course, rape is a big deal, and all the men's rights activists I met agreed it is a horrible thing to have happened to anyone. I eventually realized what they're saying is they're trying to add to the gender equality discussion who is standing up for the good-hearted, honorable man that loses his scholarship, his job, or worse yet, his children, because he's accused of something he absolutely did not do. Well, I couldn't keep denying the points they were making. There are real issues. But in my effort to avoid agreeing with my enemy completely, I changed from putting words in their mouth.
Damn. I did not expect. Keep in mind, I didn't see this. I didn't see this before I played it for you guys. So, bear with me. But yeah, I did not expect this type of reaction.
To acknowledging the issue, but insisting they are women's issues. So here are two examples of how that would go. A men's rights activist would say to me, men are far more likely to lose their child in a custody battle. And I would counter, while women are unfairly expected to be the caretaker, it's discrimination against women that women get custody more often. Yeah. I'm not proud of that. Second example, an MRA would say to me, men are roughly 78% of all suicides throughout the world. And I would counter with, but women attempt suicide more often. So it's not a contest, but I kept making it into one. Why couldn't I simply learn about men's issues and have compassion for male victims without jumping at the opportunity to insist that women are the real victims? Well, after years of researching and fact-checking what the men's rights activists were telling me, there is no denying that there are many human rights issues that uniquely or disproportionately affect men. Paternity fraud uniquely affects men. The United States Selective Service in the case of a...
Okay, so everybody check out this Red Pill movie because she's on point. She's on point.
No, I believe that. How can I put this? I thought, because it's been out for 2 years, I assumed that anybody considering anything about Red Pill or being Red Pill would have watched this movie.
I did not. I seen Divorce Corp. I seen Frustrated. I didn't see this though.
Yeah, no, it's if nothing else, this should be mandatory watching for anybody in the space.
All right. So I'm behind the curve on this one. So yeah, my bad on that, but I'm definitely going to check it out.
Draft still uniquely affects men. Workplace deaths, disproportionately men. War deaths, overwhelmingly men. Suicide, overwhelmingly men. Sentencing disparity, life expectancy, child custody, child support, false rape allegations, criminal court bias, misandry, failure to launch, boys falling behind in education, homelessness, veterans issues, infant male genital mutilation, lack of parental choice once a child is conceived, lack of resources for male victims of domestic violence. So many issues that are heartbreaking if you are the victim or you love someone who is the victim of any one of these issues. These are men's issues, and most people can't name one because they think, well, men have all the rights, they have all the power and privilege. But these issues deserve to be acknowledged. They deserve care, attention, and motivation for solutions.
Wow.
Before making the Red Pill movie, I was a feminist of about 10 years. And I thought I was well-versed on gender equality issues. But it wasn't until I met men's rights activists that I finally started to consider the other side of the gender equality equation. Doesn't mean I agreed with all that they said, but I saw the immense value in listening to them and trying to see the world.
So imagine that. Imagine when she was a feminist. Basically, what she was saying what she's saying is that when she was a feminist, she only looked at one side of an equality issue. Like, how can you only look at one side of an equality issue? That's almost an oxymoron. That's just, but that's what they do.
Yeah, this is what they do over here too. Sometimes, a lot of the times too. Right?
Damn.
Through their eyes. I thought if I could get my audience to also listen to them, it could serve as a rung on the ladder, bringing us all up to a higher consciousness about gender equality. So in October 2016, the film was released in theaters and articles and critic reviews started to roll in. And that's when I experienced how engaged the media is in groupthink around gender politics. And I learned a difficult lesson. When you start to humanize your enemy, you in turn may be dehumanized by your community. And that's what happened to me.
Holy shit.
Rather than debating the merit of the issues addressed in the film.
Okay, so here's what's going on. Just like Black women suffer when they go against the Skrulls, seems like white women do too. Because she's ostracized from her community.
Well, GC, I've been informed on several occasions. We're not in this space because it's the Black space. We're not supposed to acknowledge what any other ethnic group goes through. It doesn't matter how much it mirrors our own. We're not allowed to acknowledge that.
Ha! Fuck that.
Because look, look, I'm the macro guy, right? I'm the macro guy that when somebody says, "Oh, this only happens in the Black community," I'm like, no, it's really not. This is kind of a universal thing that's happening kind of right now. White guys have been complaining about this for 30, 40 years too, yada, yada, yada. But nope. I'm not to say that I'm the only guy who's macro, but no, you can only be myopic in this sector. It doesn't matter what white people do, Mexican people, Asian people, Indian people, Arab people. Nope, doesn't matter. It's only Black people and how it relates to Black people.
So, like, okay, let's follow that. Let's put that logic to another group of people. I know we shouldn't, but let's do that for a second. What if white people, when they came across the invention of the gun and gunpowder, what if they said that that's Chinese people shit? How much different would the world be had they said some dumb shit like that?
Oh, even more. Right? I'll take it a step further.
Hmm?
I'll take it to a step further. What if we never gave any credit to the abolitionists?
Good point. Or the Amish, yeah. Well, who are also abolitionists. Yeah, you're right.
Right? When you paint the entirety of a people with the same brush, especially when you could not have escaped your situation without the benefit of those people fighting for you as well for centuries.
True.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Just again, just acknowledging that and just placing broad swaths of supremacy upon everybody. Again, Trump. It's when I hear the argument, well, Trump's only in office because of racists. You mean the same racists that elected Obama twice?
True. If the exact same people voted the exact same way, then Clinton would have won. But, yeah.
I'm just saying, elected Obama twice. Right? It's a majority vote situation, well, delegate vote at least situation. So, you don't understand this because this is all-seeing eye, and and the pineal gland, and then it all gets murky, right?
Not forget Kemet. Never forget Kemet.
And Kemet and fucking Yakub the big-headed scientist and 4D chess and
Right. All right. So, but also point out that she is reasonably attractive, more so than your rank and file feminist. But so is Rihanna, and she could come to this conclusion.
well, that made it easy for the feminists to kick her out.
I became the
Yeah,
target
exactly. Well,
of a smear campaign.
they already had Nana in before her, which is why they probably convinced her to not shave her armpits and just behave in a masculine manner. That's what they, and shave her head. Like her armpit hair should be longer than her hair, right? They wanted to do that. She didn't fall for that bullshit, and they wanted to kick her out. And now they have a reason.
Well, small tangent. I'm just going to take us a small tangent, if I may. Okay. So the feminists are the supporter of the LGBT thing, right? And they want women to all to be together, and they want to do these slut walks. Except that I don't know of a more aggressive pickup artist than the lesbian. Like the lesbian acts like Platinum Elite, acts like Zach every fucking time they're in a bar. Lesbians walk up, start touching bitches, grabbing bitches, pulling it. Even when they say they're not interested, they keep going after them, right? Have you witnessed that?
No, I mean I've been with one lesbian, but I haven't seen them aggressively get at other women. However, she did make it apparent that that we were to have an arrangement.
Yeah, no, lesbians are super hyper fucking aggressive, man. When they're going in on somebody that they have an eye for. And that's just been my experience.
Okay. I haven't noticed it. Well, my cousin's bi, and she is aggressive, but she's like that way with men too. So, I mean, I didn't really notice that. Nah.
Even like, and I especially notice it when they're going after straight, quote unquote, straight girls, right?
Yeah.
Because that's a pastime that a lot of lesbians have, is going after straight girl. Like super. They can't wait to find a drunk straight girl and play and have them play the fucking "I kissed a girl and I like it" game. So
it does seem like it's a like the rules don't necessarily apply to them, so they can behave differently. Yeah. They can behave outside of the whole Me Too culture. Oh, I didn't know that. I just now checked my thing. Here, let me play the rest of this.
And people who had never seen the movie protested outside the theater doors, chanting that it was harmful to women. It certainly is not. But I understand their mindset. If I never made this movie and I heard that there was a documentary screening about men's rights activists that didn't show them as monsters, I too would have protested the screenings or at least signed the petitions to ban the film, because I was told that they were my enemy. I was told that men's rights activists were against women's equality. But all the men's rights activists I met support women's rights and are simply asking the question, why doesn't our society care about men's rights? Well, the greatest challenge I faced through this whole process, it wasn't the protests against my film, and it wasn't how I was treated by the mainstream media, even though it got pretty disgusting at times. The greatest challenge I faced was peeling back the layers of my own bias. It turns out I did meet my enemy while filming. It was my ego saying that I was right and they were subhuman. It's no secret now that I no longer call myself a feminist, but I must clarify, I am not anti-feminist, and I am not a men's rights activist. I still support women's rights, and I now care about men's rights as well. However, I believe if we want to honestly discuss gender equality, we need to invite all voices to the table. Yet this is not what is happening. Men's groups are continually vilified, falsely referred to as hate groups, and their voices are systematic.
Did she just say invite all voices to the table? So if we want to end this whole Black gender war thing, I think that we need to invite all voices to the table. Wow.
Yeah, I don't know if we're actually in that phase, though.
I'm in that phase. I invite all voices to the table. I invited Rashida Strover to the table.
I don't think as a whole or as a group, and quite frankly, I mean, like I give you all the respect in the world for your position and what you're trying to do, Game Changer, just like MOT, but I, I think the die is cast, and the flames are just going to grow from here. But I respect your position.
So, okay. So you don't feel that women should be in the manosphere?
I don't think that women should be in the manosphere. I don't think it's going to actually show any improvement. I think the best that can be hoped for is level 2 black female fuckery.
Okay.
And
if
that's the best to be expected, then let it happen, let it burn itself out, and move on.
Believe it or not, level 2 BFF is a path to submission. Perhaps not the individual that's doing it, but she is a representation of femininity to onlookers. So
I just, it's my, if the government,
I'm saying it's better than level 1.
If it's probably and it is, but with the government's incentivizing of negating that, and based on the history of what is and what's been experienced, I believe that any percentage that you turn, or you or others who think like you in that manner turn, is going to be immensely dwarfed by the rest. So
okay, so turning 1 is a good thing because 1 is turned. When if, let's say, somebody like Rashida comes on and she doesn't turn, then we're pretty much back where we started, and the men have a example of female behaviors and female thought pattern. I don't see a downside to this yet. Now, but we'll get into that.
I think Zero Solution is the best, which is basically MGTOW SYSBM situation. They'll be brought to like, this generation is lost. My generation is lost. Generation X is lost.
It is.
And Generation X is lost. Write them off now.
I do.
Anybody over the age of 30.
I write myself off as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Anybody over the age of 30, it's a wrap.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fucking wrap. Potentially some of the 20s may be able to get situated, but that is what it's going to be. And starving the cancer is better than trying to educate the cancer.
I think what we're doing is for the people in their 20s, and it's what the boomers didn't do for us.
Right.
But here, let me finish this off because I'm about to go. I was trying to keep this under 4 hours. So
no worries, my bad.
No worries.
Silenced. Do I think either movement has all the answers? No. Men's rights activists are not without flaws, and neither are feminists. But if one group is being silenced, that's a problem for all of us. If I could give advice to anyone in our society at large, we have to stop expecting to be offended, and we have to start truly, openly, and sincerely listening. That will lead to a greater understanding of ourselves and others, having compassion for one another, working together towards solutions, because we all are in this together. And once we do that, we can finally heal from the inside out. But it has to start with listening. Thank you for listening.
Now that was a good one. That was a good one. Well, she has a movie called the Red Pill movie, I think. So check it out. Cassie J.
It is definitely worth to watch.
Okay, so yeah, I will take a look at that since I have so much TV watching time. War Master, I appreciate the Cash app. He said, listen to the chat. So, Jessica, what are your thoughts on what was just said? Are you there? Oh, okay. Judge, do you have any? Because I know you were speaking before, but do you have anything else you want to add to what she was saying?
No, that just again, if people could approach it, look, I like what you said at the end there, and if I had more faith in people, I wish I would believe that more of them would approach the topic of discussion in a sincere, and with more sincerity, with more aims for the solution, and less emotionality and less dictates for control. But I don't have that faith in people. So, and it's not I don't have that faith in Black people. I don't have that faith in people.
I think if you're looking for a, just like a societal shift, then no, that's not going to happen. Just like a complete societal shift, then, that's not going to happen anytime soon. I don't think so either. However, I'm just trying to help individualize or help individuals with it, live their best life. When I say their best life, I'm talking about, for their family, not really for themselves, because that's what they've been doing in previous generations. So that's what I'm hoping for. And then those individuals who work as an example to others and, so on and so forth. And that's how you get these things back on track. Take the Romans, for example, right? When you think of Rome, day-to-day living, you think of like gladiators and orgies and shit like that. Well, they had to give that up at some point.
Right.
And it didn't happen in one generation. It actually took of course Augustus forced it upon society for legal purposes, but it did take some doing to get everybody on board with changing their lifestyle to, having the Vatican there and what they have now. So, yeah.
I see. Like I said, Gage, I appreciate your position. I appreciate your position from it, because you're not one of those guys who's, again, you like as you said earlier, you're trying to do for the generation coming up, and you're not doing what the boomers and the silence did to us when they told us, "Oh no, man, it's fucking great in here, everything's cool," and the water in the pool is fucking 30 fucking degrees. You're telling them, no, man, I jumped into this water. Well, you didn't, not specifically being married, but enough of us jumped into the water. It's not ready. Let's put this cake back in the oven and then eat it when it's actually fully cooked. Mixing metaphor. I deliberately mixed metaphors there, but
Right. All right, so I'm about to shut down because I'm gonna get something to eat. So I'm gonna head to the store. Actually, this is my last day of keto, and I don't have any meat left. So I'm gonna go get some, man, so I can have some for the week. But was that your closing thoughts, or do you have any closing? Wait a minute. Yeah, but that had nothing to do with their lifestyle, because the Visigoths were actually no. They were pagan, but they were also they had marriages as well. All right, Jessica, do you have any closing thoughts? All right. Once again, thank you, War Master, for the Cash App. Make sure you hit that like button on the way out. I'd like to thank the panelists. I'd like to thank the guests. I'm going to start tomorrow doing, actual panels again on my main channel. So look forward to that, because I don't want to do any more of these reviews on this channel. I want to build this up a little bit, but just so I can have a fallback. But that's pretty much it. All right. So that being said, I'd like to thank the panelists. I'd like to thank the Cash Apps. I'd like to thank the moderators. I'd like to thank the people who chat in the chat room and those who are silently listening. This is Game Changer 00100. Game over. Peace.